Lionsgate. Whenever I hear the word lion, I think of lens. I know you're gonna say everything can't be the lens, London, but yeah, I think everything is the lens and the eye. If we are talking about lions, we have to include their eyes, sight, vision, which is set apart when it comes to most animals in the animal kingdom. Big cats and small cats have extraordinary vision, which is only possible due to the lens in their eyes. So when I hear the word lion, I also hear the word lens. Just like in France, lion would be lion. You remove a letter and it's phonetically close. So in this case, lion would be the lens. And the fur, which goes around the back and the head of the lion, which is known as the mane, would be the suspensory ligaments. Here, let's take a look. Bingo.
After all my years of searching, the Cave of Wonders.
And here is from the Latin, cave, cavio, cavea, cavi, cortus. Definitions: beware, avoid, take precautions, defensive action, give, get, surety, or stipulate. And that's the verb from cavio and cavi, which is come from cave. So let's go further down. The second basically meaning, cavea, cavea, declension, first declension, gender, feminine. Definitions: eye socket. So for all those people thinking we're living in an eye, that's what basically cave comes from. So, you know, there's another one to add into your proofs.
Cave of Wonders.
By Allah. Bring me the lamp. The rest of the treasure is yours, but the lamp is mine.
A lamp. A lamp.
Lamp of the body is a phrase they use in the Bible when describing the eye. Matthew. So to my understanding, in the movie Aladdin, they are talking about the eye and they are using 3 key points. The lion for Lionsgate, the cave for the eye, and the lamp for the light of the body.
The diamond in the rough.
The diamond in the rough would be the lens in the eye, and the rough would be the aura serita surrounding it. Look at the flowery pattern. You see that in most of the depictions of Earth and the realm. Let's take a look. The flower surrounding the lens, the lion.
Ruffs were adopted by women by the early 1560s, and by the 1570s, ruffs could be nothing but lace held together with pieces of bone, wood, ivory, or steel. Ruffs were usually pinned to one's clothing to hold them in place, but could also be tied around one's neck with a drawstring or tassels. Queen Elizabeth was said to have ordered pins by the thousands to accommodate her wardrobe, ruffs included.
One, two, three, take up space!
I want you to pay close attention to the flower in Katy Perry's hand, which happens to be a daisy. She is showing you the nucleus inside of the lens. Look. The name Daisy comes from Old English, which means dazed eye, because the flower opens and closes with the sun, symbolizing the new cycle of life and joy. The lion and the flower seems to be connected to the gate, Ishtar's gate, Lion's gate, the lens.
You can see the beautiful blue glazed bricks. You can see the beautiful blue glazed bricks. The gate and processional way had various animals depicted on it, including a winged lion. As you might recall, in the prophetic book of Daniel, in chapter 7, the Babylonian Empire was symbolized by a beast. That beast, in Daniel 7, verse 4, was like a lion and had wings of an eagle.
Oh, the moon. You guys, I have to tell you, look at the moon. That's amazing.
Wow, look at the blue line.
Of course, she would capture the moment upside down. Is this a reference to the inverted realm? And we have the butterfly. You are probably thinking, why the butterfly? Well, after all, we do share the same construct material, the chrysalis, the cocoon, the lens.
Don't worry, a chrysalis is just forming around you. That's perfectly normal.
Back to Katy Perry and the lion. If the flower is a representation of the lens in the eye, then she is showing you she is the demiurge, Lionsgate. As Katy Perry roams around on the lion while working at height, violating health and safety rules, no helmet or no harness, she reminds me of somebody. I think she's trying to be the goddess Ishtar. Ishtar is also known as the Lady of Heaven, meaning she is representing the firmament, the Lady of the Firmament, the Lady of the Lion, Lionsgate, the lens, lion. Let's have a look. What a coincidence. Underneath the lion seems to be an hexagonal pattern, the same structure you'll find in the lens of the eye.
We talked about if you cut this lens right here in half, you get a honeycomb matrix of cells. This is all scientifically proven. You can look this up yourself.
Now when I look at this image, something else comes to mind. You have the lion, the witch, and the hex. Reminds me of the lion, the witch, and the wardrobe, Narnia. For those of you who was there when I broke down New Swabian land, War Ben, meaning honeycomb, like the honeycomb matrix that we could possibly be living in. And not only that, remember I said the construct looks like an eye that's upside down. Very strange, an upside down eye. Nevertheless, when you spell schwa, that actually gives you an upside down E. Very strange. Schwa is upside down, just like the construct could be upside down. So it's an upside down inverted hex. Interesting. You're he, you're he. You're he, you're he. Check, check, check. You're he, you're he. You're he. Hold on a second. Gotta wet the vocal cords. You're he, you're he. 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 How we coming in? Ah, Rasta. Loud and clear. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Lord. Back in the building. Your boy London. KJV, Spillsburg, McLovin, Black Jesus. All of that good stuff. Everything nice. Yes, Lord. Big up to the grand old chat room. Love you, folks. Got Tay Tay in the building. Salute to you, Tay. Much love to you, man. Got Mr. Rasta in the building. Said loud and clear. Got Brian in the building. Salute to you, my guy. Good to see you, as always. Good to see you, man. Kyle in the building. Big up, Kyle. Got AJ in the building. Yes, Lord. Go on, AJ. Big up. Always, man. Big up. There we go. Got the gang in the building, man. Got the gang in the building. Salutes to the quiet watchers. Right. Salutes to the quiet watchers. It's all love. It's all love. Right. Salutes to my stalkers as well. Can't forget about my stalkers. Salutes to my stalkers. Bim bam boom. Got twin in the building. Yes, Lord. 420 if you got that. Go ahead and 420 if you got that. Salutes to the stalkers. Ooga booga. Mm, that is hitting. That's hitting. No wonder why them so-called Indians sat around and smoked all day. God damn. Flavors. Flavors. Oh, give a good stretch. Oh, man. There you go. Yeah, 420. Tigger sounds. Lay low. Yes, Lord. Yeah. To the stalkers, man. Hey, it's not possible without them, right? Not possible. 7 likes, 14 viewers. I like those numbers. The ratios are excellent. I didn't even have to ask, right? Didn't even have to, hide the comment, the live section. None of that. We just rock and roll. We give thanks, right? Give thanks. But how are you folks doing today, man? Hey, I had work today. I put in them hours again, Don't stop, won't stop, can't stop. Yeah. I'm a busy bumblebee, man. Busy bumblebee. Ain't no one busier than me. Swear to God. Ain't no one busier than me, man. Really doing stuff. Really trying to make a change out here. hmm But how are you people doing, man? How are the folks doing? Hmm? How are the folks doing? Yes, man. Get me. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a long day. It's like that sometimes. It's like that. We all go through the motions. We all go through them days, right? That's why we have, London. You can fall back on London, right? You can fall back at London's or the bar. Either way, just get it cracking, right? But yeah, nevertheless, it's all off the head. This one, 6th of the 6th, 2026. Something came across my timeline, so I thought, you know what? Let me just have a quick look see at this. Where's it gone? Britain, the lost megalithic order. Then Stonehenge, you've never seen. Let's have a look.
Around 5,000 years ago, while the very first stones were being dragged into place at Stonehenge, people in the north of what we now call England had already raised something far larger, three giants of stone, taller than anything the builders of Stonehenge would ever lift, standing in a quiet field in
Let me know if you got audio and visual, right? Let me know if you got audio and visual, folk. Cheers. 420, lay low.
Yorkshire, and for so many centuries afterward, nobody could explain how they came to be there. So they blamed the only builder grand enough to fit the crime. They said the devil himself had thrown them down from the sky. We call them the devil's arrows.
The devil's arrows. Wowzers. Today was the first day, well, the first time I found out about the devil's arrows. It's like, what? Thank you, Tay. You gave me the one. Thank you. CC said she got both. Thank you. Rasta, thank you. Yeah, devil's arrows. Never heard of that. Devil's arrows. There's so many things out here that, we've never been told about. Wow, devil's arrows. Let's keep going.
They stand on the edge of a sleepy market town called Boroughbridge, and they are among the tallest standing stones in all of Britain. And yet
One of the tallest standing stones in Britain. What? How tall are they?
most people have never heard of them. There is no great visitor centre here, no proper modern excavation, almost no answers at all. Now, you will hear strange ideas about these stones, ley lines drawn across maps, landing markers for visitors from the sky.
Watch this. You enter basic details.
No, sorry, Mr. Advert.
That gently to one side, landing markers for visitors from the sky. We can set all of that gently to one side, because the truth, the real and measurable truth, is stranger and far more satisfying than any of it. Tonight we look at the giants that history walked straight past. Chapter 1: Giants that should not be here. Let us begin with the simple fact of their size, because it is the first thing that refuses to make sense. The tallest of the three stones rises almost 7 metres, around 22 feet, into the Yorkshire sky.
22 feet into the Yorkshire sky. How did they get here? Who made this? What is it for? What does it represent? The devil's arrow. Interesting. Never heard of this before. We might have to pay a visit to this site one day, or hope somebody has at least got some more information. Lizzo, I in the building. How we doing, Liz? Good to see you, my man. Had a good convo with Liz the other night. Salute to you. Hope you're well, my bro. It's good to see you. Tonight's theme is Devil's Eye, Liz. Right? Maybe you've heard of this. I've never heard of this thing, Devil's Eye.
That single
Excuse me, Devil's Arrow.
stone is taller than any stone standing at Stonehenge. It is, in fact, the second tallest standing stone in all of Britain.
The second tallest standing stone in all of Britain. What? Yo, that's wild. Probably someone like Squirrel Sniper's heard of this, or he's probably even visited it. But I've never heard or seen this. Second tallest. Damn.
That single stone is taller than any stone standing at Stonehenge. It is,
Ooh, taller than any stone standing at Stonehenge. And you know those stones, right? They're pretty large. Yeah, they're pretty large. Taller than stone. How come I've never heard of this? What about you, Tay? Have you heard of this, Tay? I wonder if Tay's heard of this. What was I say? I thought the devil's arrows were handed after the 2020. The arrows, yeah. Sitting in the sunshine, bit of a breeze, still mighty nice though. Yeah, man, good stuff. Salute to the folks in the garden, chilling out, in the crib, chilling out, rocking out with London. We appreciate you. Salute to the people from down under, the down under.
in fact, the second tallest standing stone in all of Britain. Its two companions are very nearly as tall. Together they stand in a long line, stretching almost 175 metres across the fields, set out from the northwest to the southeast with a care that does not look at all accidental. And these are not boulders that happen to lie nearby. They are millstone grit, a heavy and gritty stone, and the nearest place they could have come from is an outcrop called Plumpton Rocks, around 9 miles to the west. Each of these stones weighs somewhere between 25 and over 40 tons. To put that in plainer terms, the lightest of them outweighs a fully loaded lorry several times over. Think for a moment about what that means. Somebody, 5,000 years ago, with no wheel that we know of, no iron, no teams of horses, chose stones the size of a house and moved them 9 miles across rivers and rising ground, and then stood them upright in a careful line. The estimates we have are sobering. To drag a single one of these stones on sledges and timber rollers, you would have needed something close to 200 people working together, perhaps for half a year. Half a year of a whole community's labour for one stone, and there were once more than 3. When you see a small standing stone out on a moor, you can imagine a handful of strong backs heaving it upright in an afternoon. That tells you very little, for it could have been raised for almost any reason at all. But you do not move 40 tons of stone 9 miles and pour half a year of your people's lives into it for no reason. People simply do not do that. Whatever these stones were for, it mattered to them more than almost anything else in their world. And here is the first thread to hold on to, because they were not the only ones who felt that pull. Far to the south, in Brittany, lies a fallen giant called the Grand Menhir, the largest single stone ever shaped and raised by the people of the Stone Age, nearly 70 feet long, and weighing some 330 tons. Quarried, shaped, and lifted almost 7,000 years ago by people who supposedly never met the builders of Yorkshire, and yet who felt the very same impossible compulsion. Moving these stones was the hard part to explain, but it turns out that what they did to the stone before they ever raised it is the part that truly stops you. Chapter 2: The Surface Under the Soil. For a long
Watch this. You enter basic detail.
Nah, we're good, mate. Cheers.
time, people looked at the devil's arrows and saw something curious at their tops. The stone is worn into deep vertical grooves, long flutes running down from the summit.
What is that? Vertical grooves. They would tell us, chisels or something like this, right? Yeah. They done vertical grooves with chisels and hammers. Yeah, sure you did.
Almost as though the fingers of a great hand had dragged through wet clay. Many have looked at those grooves and felt certain they were carved, shaped on purpose by the builders.
They would probably tell you, one of my chisels, right? Hey, S, you know the chisel which I'm talking, right? The bevel, right? The bevel chisel that they used on this. Yeah, sure they did. Bevel chisel.
And here we have to be honest, because honesty is exactly what makes the real mystery worth your time. Those grooves at the top are almost certainly natural. Millstone grit is a soft and thirsty stone, and 5,000 years of Yorkshire rain, running down the same channels again and again, will carve flutes like these all on its own. So, if anyone tells you the fluted tops are proof of ancient carving, the weather has a simpler answer, and we should take it. But now we go underground, and underground is where the story quietly changes. In the year 1709, long before modern archaeology existed, curious men dug down around the base of the central stone. They found that the builders had not simply dropped it into a pit. The base of the stone had been worked flat, deliberately squared, so that it would.
They're quite tall. Look how tall it is compared to the lady. And I don't think that's the tallest one. Hmm. How the hell did they get it like this? And why would they put it there? What does it represent? What is it used for? So many things we don't know.
Would sit true on a bed of hard packed clay and cobbles, sunk around 5 feet into the earth. A bed of
That
hard.
what is that insignia at the bottom there? Hold on a second. Can anyone see that? What is that? Is that something or nothing? Is that nothing or something? What is that?
Hard-packed clay and cobbles sunk around 5 feet into the earth, and the surface of the stone, the part that had been buried away from the rain for 5,000 years, was smooth, finished, worked with pointed tools into a deliberate, even face. Let that settle for a moment. The roughness you see today, the weathered and pitted skin of these giants, is the work of the rain. But beneath the soil, sealed away from the weather, the original surface survived. And that surface had been shaped by human hands, with patience and with real skill. This is the quiet heart of the whole mystery. These were not rough pillars hauled up just as they were found. They were chosen, dressed, and finished in the same way the great stones of Stonehenge were
Look at the size of that. What is this? What is it for? Man.
finished by people who cared what the surface looked like, even where no living eye would ever see it. And once again, they were not alone in this care. Far away, on a hillside in southern Turkey, stands a place called Göbekli Tepe, where people were carving great pillars of stone into deliberate shapes almost 12,000 years ago. That is thousands of years before farming, before pottery, before the wheel. We were once told that
Told you, the rock, the stone, it was revered. Like everywhere you go around the world, everything is like just stone. And you think, how the hell did it get there? The size of these monuments, it's like, who put it there? How did it get there? Who carved it? Ain't no way chisels and hammers done this stuff, right? Chisels and hammers, hell no.
people of that age could not possibly have done such a thing. The stones patiently say otherwise.
Watch this. You enter basic details like your name and date of birth into this free refund check.
So the people of the arrows shaped their giants with love, which leaves a simple and unsettling question. If this much care went in, which leaves a simple and unsettling
Probably transported here from Knersborough. Okay.
question. If this much care went into the 3 stones we can still see, how many were there to begin with? Chapter 3: The Vanishing Stones. To
Vanishing stones? What?
answer that, we have to listen to the voices of those who came before us, the early travellers and antiquarians who saw
Yes, listen to the voices of the people who came before us. They have many stories that is untold. Many stories that's untold. Yeah.
the arrows when there was still more of them to see. The earliest clear account comes from a man named John Leland, who passed this way in the 1530s. He described not 3 stones, but 4, standing roughly shaped by human hands beside the old road.
4 stones. Interesting. So there was an account of there being 4 stones. Hmm? But now we have 3 remaining. 4 stones. Okay.
He thought them so grand that he guessed they must be some kind of Roman trophy. He was quite wrong about the Romans, as we shall see, but he was right about the number 4. Later, in the 1580s, the great scholar William Camden also recorded 4, and he added a detail that should make any of us.
This almost looks like a face right here. This thing here, like an eye, and the eye is missing on this side, right? Island would be right where island would be right here. Like there's an air here, an air there, and a face to the head.
Wince. One of the stones, he wrote, had lately been pulled down by men hoping to find treasure buried beneath it. They found nothing, of course, and the broken body of that lost giant is believed to have been carted away and built into the foundations of a bridge over a nearby stream. One of the wonders of prehistoric Britain, broken up for rubble, to save somebody the trouble of quarrying fresh stone. The accounts go on, and the numbers rise, An antiquarian named William Stukely counted 5 stones still standing in his day.
5 stones. Now, hold on. Someone counted 4, then 5 stones. Ah, Provo said 4 stones, 4 seasons. Yeah, hey, Provo, I could see that being possible, most definite. Or even 4 stones, 4 corners of the earth, right? 4 stones, 4 corners of the earth. I can see that being possible. Yeah, yeah. 4 seasons, 4 corners, 4 winds, most definite. He banned me. He banned me. Fucking loser Provo banned me. Salute the Provo kid.
And in the 1690s, a local fisherman swore he had seen 7 of them.
What? Hold on now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. 7 of them things now. Hold on. We've gone from 3 to 7. Yes, Lord. I like those numbers. 7. 3 to 7. Wowzers. So there's an account of 7. Okay. I mean, you know how I feel about the 7, right? You know what that represents when we look at the 7. The 7, yeah, let me show you a few things real quick. I feel like that was all going back to some of the things which we've been looking at again, right? 7, right? The 7 candles, the 7 menorahs, leading you right back to the moon again. Leading you right back to the moon again. There's that 7 link. 7 continents, 7 bodies, 7 stars. What else do we have with the 7? Let's have a look, see. All right, so we've got the 7 cobra heads also. That's another representation of the menorah, ladies and gentlemen. So when you see the Buddha under the tree, or was it Shiva, or there's another goddess who's normally with the cobra, with the 7 heads, right? They're representing the menorah, right? Representing the menorah. 7 stones, 7 pillars, 7 heads, right? It all leads you back to the menorah. Yeah. 7 seas, most definite. Most definite. Yeah, they take you back to the 7. Even, I mean, if it's in everything, really. Even there's a theme of it in Naruto, right? God made the world in 7 days. That's a fact, apparently, right? How could we forget about that? Yes, Lord. Yeah. God made the world in 7 days. Made 7 continents, apparently 7 planets or 7 stars. But you know what else comes to mind when I think of this 7 and the construct, right? Especially with this now. Now, when we're thinking of the moon, I'm thinking of 7. I'm thinking of the 7 deadly sins. We've already spoke about, sin itself being attached to the moon, right? And sin also being a formula through the refraction system of the Snell law, right? So it kind of all, I mean, there's something possibly could be there, maybe, right? 7 sins, 7 stars, 7 mountains, 7 eyes, right? They speak about the 7 eyes as well. You know, 7 eyes, possibly 7 lens. Yeah, very interesting. Let's keep going.
Though 16, William Stukely counted 5 stones still standing in his day, and in the 1690s a local fisherman swore he had seen 7 of them, though we should hold that last figure lightly, since the man himself may not have had the.
There you go again. I forgot about that one, Provo. Rainbow has 7 colors, apparently, right? Our spectrum, we get to see 7 colors of the rainbow. There's 7, there's 7, there's 7, there's 7. Okay, okay. I've seen some people, tie the 7 in with the serpent, if you know what I'm saying. Serpent, 7, 7, serpent. Right? And then you also have the rainbow serpent. Right? I'm pretty sure that's a thing in the Aborigine mythology or folklore. Right? People over in Australia, they speak of the rainbow serpent. Right? The great mother, goddess, in a sense. So yeah, I can see that being a thing. Maximus in the building. How you doing, my Croatian brother? Mm? Why you coming fast, brother? Why you coming fast? Why you coming fast? Big you are always, man. Much love. How we doing? I hope you're good. Where you been? Are you safe? How's the little one? Probably big now, right? I hope she's doing well. I hope you're well, bro.
Clearest of eyes, but 4, and very probably 5, we can trust. So the 3 stones that survive today are not the monument, they are the survivors of it.
Ah, there's a survivors. They are the survivors. What? I'm a survivor. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna yo. Okay. Yeah, man. I like that. But we're missing some, right? We're missing some. What happened? Hmm? What happened to the fourth? What happened to the what happened to them? So we've gone from 3 to 7 or 7 to 3 rather. Excuse me, from 7 to 3. That's interesting. Interesting. So these are the remaining ones, right? Okay.
The last remnant of something larger that was already being chipped away, stone by stone, while Shakespeare was still alive and writing. One of those early visitors, a man called John Aubrey, sketched the site in 1687, and he could not shake the feeling that he was looking at the ruins of something far grander. He imagined great rings of stone, like
Ooh, hey, you've been firing him off, Provo. I didn't even see that one. Hold on a second. He said James Bond 007. Whew, I like that. That's cold. 007. Hey, I'm gonna 420 real quick. 1 second. That's cold. How come I didn't see these ones fire off? What? Yeah. Seven Sisters, most definitely. Mm-hmm. 007. I forgot about that one right there. Mm. And it stops. I don't think there's going to be a 008 anytime soon. I think it's going to remain 007. For that reason, Provo, yeah. 7 stars, 7 sins, 7 continents, 7 eyes. Yeah, all of that good stuff. hmm Almost all mammals have 7 neck bones. God damn. 420. That's good stuff. Hey, if you folks want that link, let me know. It will be dropped on request, right? It will be dropped on request. Let me know. hmm
the northern cousin of Stonehenge, with these last giants as the final survivors of a vast and broken circle. We will never know how many stones once stood here, because the town, the farmers, the treasure hunters, and the long, slow centuries all took their share before anyone thought to count properly. What we can say is that the line was longer once, and a longer line raises a new question entirely. If these stones were arranged with such care, then what, exactly, were they lined up to point at? Chapter 4.
Hello there, hope you're very well. My name is Paul Smith. I've been a property investor for the last 39 years.
A line across the landscape. Stand at the arrows and follow the line they make, and it leads you down toward the river Ure, to a natural crossing place, a ford where people could pass from one bank to the other. These giants guard a threshold in the land. But the line does not end at the river. Lift your eyes from the ground and look at the wider country, and something
Nice. This is what we're talking about. Look at that beauty. I remember in one of my, excuse me, my first uploads when he was looking into the ring forts. That was a good little find, right? It took us to the celestial vaults, right? You know, in England, Ireland, Scotland, you find these things just littered around. Circular structures. I mean, who had time to make circular structures on this magnitude? For what reason? Like, look at it. What was the reason? I mean, somewhere down the line, they was used for farm homes and to store animals. Apparently, I can possibly see that, you know, but you never know with these narratives. You never know. You never know, right? History seems to be, you know, a big lie, but what is true? What is a lie?
extraordinary begins to appear. The devil's arrows are not alone. They are one piece of a vast pattern stretching for miles across this corner of Yorkshire, a stretch of land so thick with ancient monuments that some have called it the henge capital of Britain. Run a line north from
Hold
the
on.
that some have called it the henge capital of Britain.
The henge capital of Britain. Hmm. The henge capital of Britain. Never heard that. I've heard of Stonehenge, but I've never heard of it. See, that's the thing. If you're gonna mention Stonehenge, how comes you're not gonna mention the henge capital of Britain? Why are so many things kept in the dark?
Run a line north from the arrows, and it passes through a chain of great.
Look at that. Look at that. One there, two, three. The one at the back has got I think a forest growing inside of it or something. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Connecting and everything. It's only the road that is separating them. This road came much later. Look at that. I don't know. Maybe the road's just disrupting the ley lines, just cutting through energy field. I don't know. That's why we got roads everywhere to disrupt the ley lines, right? Yeah.
Great circular earthworks, henges with names like Caernarbarn and Nunwick and Hutton Moor, one after another, until it reaches the crown of the whole landscape. The Thornborough henges, three enormous rings of bank and ditch set out in a row, raised more than 5,000 years ago. People have called them the Stonehenge of the North.
The Stonehenge of the North. Stonehenge of the North. It's got that. It reminds me of that thing. How would you call it? The Orion's belt, right? You got three of them.
And in their day their banks may well have gleamed, coated in crushed white gypsum, so that they shone across the plain like fallen pieces of the moon. And here
Like fallen pieces of the moon. What? Take that back. Cause it's giving me that Hollow Earth vibe from the look of it. See, look at that. It's got that Hollow Earth concept, right? Look at that. And this one down here. Look at that. right? And I like the way how they just tied it in with the moon right there. Look at that. Beautiful. It's a beauty. That's a beauty.
Gypsum, so that they shone across the plain like fallen pieces of the moon. And here the pattern reaches up from the earth. Their banks may well have gleamed, coated in crushed white gypsum, so that they shone across the plain.
Gypsum. Never heard of that. Coated in what?
Banks may well have gleamed,
Crushed white.
coated in crushed white gypsum.
Crushed white gypsum. What is gypsum? Is that like a okay, some powdered substance or what is gypsum? Anybody know what gypsum is? What is that? Like gypsy.
So that they shone across the plain like fallen pieces of the moon.
So that they shone across the plains like fallen pieces of the moon. Okay.
And here the pattern reaches up from the earth toward the sky. The three henges of Thornborough are not set in a perfectly straight line. They bend very slightly in what looks like a dogleg. And when you lay that bend against the night sky, it mirrors the three stars in the belt of Orion.
I just said that. That's what it reminded me of. Okay. Ah, interesting. Shining like gypsum. Mm. Boomerang. The Crux was unlocked on July the 16th, 2025. Crux constellation, aka Southern Cross. Below is the center of England's ley lines. Isn't there an below crater as well? Something. Is it an below crater or is it? I'm pretty sure it's below crater. Hunger Games, ley lines and energy centers. Follow the star map. All the roads lead to Australia. Woo. Okay. Crux constellation, crater constellation, Hercules. Hercules, Hercules. Yeah. Down to 5. Ha 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 ha.
The whole complex also appears to face the moon, aligned to the place on the horizon where the moon rises at the very limit of its long wandering. That wandering is worth understanding, because it tells you just how patient these people were.
Gypsum is a mineral. It's in plasterboard. What? In plasterboard. Okay. That's interesting. I wonder if that's the same type of way how they used to make the asbestos, right? And asbestos. I forgot. I think plasterboard is another form of it or something like that, where it was inside of it.
The moon does not keep to one path across the year. Over a slow cycle of roughly 18.5 years, the points where it rises and sets drift outward to their furthest extremes, and then slowly draw back in again. To build a monument that captures that furthest moon, you must watch the sky carefully for a lifetime, and pass what you learn to your children and to their children after them. These were not simple people. They were astronomers, working in earth and stone. And if you think a stone monument aligned to the extreme moon sounds like a lonely coincidence,
What?
they were astronomers to their children.
They were astronomers. Okay, everyone's an astronomer now. Okay, everyone's an astronomer. I love it. Right? They're putting them lenses to use. But I mean, everything leads back to the moon. Right? I wonder if these people that come before us knew this. I'm pretty sure they did, right? That's why all these little folklores and these riddles and things link back to the moon. I said it before, most things have a moon origin, right? Moon-based origin, believe it or not.
After them. These were not simple people. They were astronomers, working in earth and stone. And if you think a stone monument aligned to the extreme moon sounds like a lonely coincidence, then travel north and west out to the Isle of Lewis, far in the Scottish seas. There stand the stones of Callanish, an avenue of giants laid out around 5,000 years ago, and they too frame that same extreme moon, the same 18.5 year cycle, in a corner of Britain that supposedly had nothing whatever to do with Yorkshire. The same sky, the same patience, the same quiet obsession, written in stone in two distant places, and the line through Yorkshire, it turns out, may not stop at Thornborough. It may reach a great deal further than that. Chapter
May reach a great deal further than the A. What is this place, ladies and gentlemen? What was it used for? Hmm? AI in the building, greater light, greater light. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Much love, much love. Big up the niece, big up the family. Big up the pitney them. Yes, Lord. Lay low.
5. How far does it reach?
Watch this. You enter basic details like your name and date of birth into this free refund check, and
Turn now and look to the east. Around 44 miles away, almost exactly.
All of these stones, what are they? This is in a graveyard, may I add. Look, this one is in a graveyard. What the? This could never be a tombstone. Oh my goodness. Is this a tombstone? Is this a tombstone? Huh? Are these tombstones? What? No way. No to the freaking way. Please don't tell me these are tombstones. What is under the ground? What? If this is a tombstone, that's freaking scary. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Exactly due east of the Arrows stands one last giant. The Rudston monolith, the tallest standing stone in all of Britain, rising some 25 feet into the air in the churchyard of a quiet village. Two of the very tallest stones ever raised in this country, set upon a single line that runs east to west across the whole breadth of Yorkshire. You may call that chance if you wish. But the people who placed 40-ton stones with such care across the land did not deal much in chance, and the discoveries are not finished. In recent years, close to the Arrows themselves, the faint outline of an enormous enclosure has been noticed in the fields, an earthwork so large that, if it is what some suspect it to be, it could rival or even surpass the great Superhenge that lies beside Stonehenge.
The great Superhenge, which lies beside Stonehenge. Yeah, she just said that. The great Superhenge, which lies behind Stonehenge. God damn. Mm. They don't tell you about those things. They don't tell you about those things. They just tell you about Stonehenge. They don't even tell you about Devil's Arrow or the Super Stonehenge. Super Stonehenge. Wowzers. Okay.
It remains unproven and undated, and we should be careful with it and honest, but it sits exactly where the old monumental line runs, and there are even hints, in old stone sockets found a few miles to the north, that the row of giants may once have marched on far beyond the three we know. Now hold all of it in your mind at once, and let the lens pull back, all the way back, beyond Yorkshire, beyond Britain. In Brittany,
Cheers, F.
3,000 standing stones march in long rows across the land at Carnac, the oldest great stone monuments in all of Europe. On a Scottish island, the avenue at Callanish frames the wandering moon. On a Turkish hillside, people were carving giant pillars almost 12,000 years ago, and in a quiet Yorkshire field, others shaped 40-ton giants by hand and lined them up with the sky. Different lands, different centuries, peoples who, as far as we are ever told,
Look at that beauty. I know it's just a stone, a piece of stone, but it's beautiful to me. Right? You are so beautiful to me. Lay low.
never spoke a word to one another. And yet, again and again, they did the same 4 things. They sought out colossal stone, they shaped it with care. They moved it across distances that should have been beyond them, and they pointed it at the heavens. We have mapped only a fraction of all this, and almost none of it here in Yorkshire has ever been properly dug, which leaves us standing in the field, with the wind moving in the grass, and one very large question: what were they all answering to? Chapter 6.
My biggest regret is not getting this red light foot massager sooner.
Introducing
Jesus.
VMSense, the at-home
The quiet giants. So let us gather what we know and be honest about.
Look at that. Jeez. My lord. That falls over on her. She's a goner. Right? She's a goner. But the size of that, man. 7 of them. Imagine if there were 7 of them. What did 7 of these things represent? 7 mountains, possibly. The 7 caves. Mm. Ruled by Saturn. Said, what in earth? Yeah, I know. Look at that. Look at that. Wow.
What we do not. We know these are among the tallest standing stones in Britain. We know they were quarried from 9 miles away, and dragged here at a cost we can barely imagine. We know that beneath the soil their surfaces were shaped and smoothed by careful hands. We know there were once more of them, 4 at the very least, very likely 5, and that they stood at the head of a sacred landscape that stretched for miles and reached up to the moon and the stars. And we know that, in all the centuries since, almost nobody has put a spade in the ground to learn more. What we do not know is the one thing we most want to. We do not know who they were, or what they believed, or what these giants truly meant to them. The textbooks will give you a careful answer, a late Stone Age date, a few cautious words, and a shrug. But the stones themselves, finished by hand and aligned with the moon and standing silent in the rain for 5,000 years.
Lined with the moon. There's that reference to this, the sphere and the mountain again.
Do not seem to agree that they were ever ordinary. And so I will hand the question to you, because your guest tonight is as good as the textbooks, and perhaps a good deal better. From a Yorkshire field to the long rows of Brittany, to a hillside in Turkey, people who supposedly never met kept shaping colossal stone and aiming it at the very same sky. Was that only coincidence? Or were they all answering the same call, one that we have simply forgotten how to hear? Tell me your theory down in the comments.
Thank you, my love. That was good. That was good stuff. Appreciate that. 7 rocks, 7 stones. Many things come to mind when I think of that, especially with the 7, right? He was already looking at the 7, right? The 7 again. 7 heads, 7 menorahs, right? 7 snakes. I wonder if that's a connection. I wonder if that's a connection to the 7 rocks. It is possible that those stones are cast, molded, or poured in place with forms or something. Yeah, that's a possibility. That's a possibility. We cannot rule that out. And then that would make it more easier, to engrave things into it, carve things into it. So yeah, that is definitely a possibility. Definitely. Yeah, the 7 stones, right? So there was an account of 7 of these things from 7 to 3. And I can see that being a thing, right? I can see that being a thing. I mean, after all, everywhere gets annihilated, right? Nothing's safe. Nothing's safe from the hands of man. Right? Look at the Middle East. Look at everywhere. So from 7 to 3, I can see that being a thing. Most definite. And I'm willing to bet that, like most things I spoke about, have a moon origin. Right? I mean, hands down, it is what it is, right? I'm pretty sure this 7 stone devil, what is it? Devil's arrows, right? The devil's arrows. Let's have a 1 second. Let's have a, where was it? Devil's arrows. 7 of them, right? I'm pretty sure they're got a moon origin somewhere. Somewhere, right? Just like most things. Just like most things. 7 to 3. And then someone else made an account of 4 of them, right? 4 of them. So from 7 to 4 to 3. Man, oh man. Yeah, pretty sure they'll have a moon-based origin somewhere along the line, right? Just like many things that we've looked over. That I'm saying 7th inning break hit, baseball American style. I think 7 represent lives, like 7 of them. Oh, okay. 7 lives. Latvia, Lithuania, all roads lead to Australia. All roads lead to Australia. That could be a thing too. Yeah. Give me some more dots though. We need some more dots. We need these dots. hmm hmm 7 arrows. 7. What is it? Devil arrows. Devil arrows. That's wild. Makes me think of the 7. Where was it? 7 candles again. Here's your standing 3 on the left, on our left. The last 3 right there on the left. These are the 4 that's gone away. And that's the last 3. The devil's arrow. Mm-hmm. Who's that down there? What's that in your hand? What are you holding? Type of hat? 7 again. 7-headed beast. Mm. Back to the 7 again. 7 arrows, 7 heads, 7 mountains, 7 candles, 7 continents, 7 wandering stars. 7 sins, 007, as Provo said. Who there, man? I don't know. That's the thing. Maybe, maybe. I have heard of people doing experiments where they stick some type of antennas up in the air and it conducts the ether and it helps the wildlife, the greenery grow. Yeah, apparently that's a thing. It keeps the bugs away and insects in the circumference. It kind of produces like an electromagnetic grid on the floor, right? At a level that is quite harmful to insects, I suppose, or whatever, but helpful to nature. That's quite strange, right? Yeah, that's a thing. Maybe that's what we got in the center of our realm, right? Hold on a second. Nope. Nope. Oh yeah, my guy. We look at my guy, my guy. Grand old chat room. Hope you lot are well. Got Flower with us. How we doing, Flower? Good to see you. Good to see you, man.
I had this thought to just bring the cosmos closer, down to the space where we occupy. It's always something to work with light in the outdoors. I had spent 7 months flying in the western states, and that was how I found Odin Crater, which is on the western edge of the Painted Desert. It had to sort of meet this criteria of a certain height, and it's nice that it was away from other ones. But I think the important thing is just that
It's interesting. He wanted a particular mound that had to meet a criteria, certain height. Fascinating.
it had to sort of meet this criteria of a certain height, and it's nice that it was away from other ones. But I think the important thing is just this kind of sense of power that each space or each place has. So the place felt right. I wanted a bowl shape that was raised above the plane.
Wanted a bowl shape that was raised above the plane. Mm. You know where else you'll find that shape? Right? You find this type of formation within the iris. Right? Yeah. You find this type of formation within the iris. The iris dips down like this. This is fascinating. Take that back.
Place has. So the place felt right. I wanted a bowl shape that was raised above the plane. That was important, so that you come up this space and then you go through this and you see the shaping of sky. And then when you come out, there's actually a shaping of earth.
Jeez! Lord, oh Lord. Did you hear that? My goodness, take that back.
Raised above the plane. That was important, so that you come up this space and then you go through this and you see the shaping of sky. And then when you come out, there's actually a shaping of earth.
Opticals, hey, that is. Oh man, I love this line of work, I really do. I really do. 420, you got that.
The crater is a wonderful example of blending hard science.
Hold on,
It's a
please.
wonderful.
Put that. I like those rings. I mean, this is what, you know, we were trying to talk about the other day with perception, with rings, you know. Some people look at rings and see many things, right? See many things. But, you know, I've heard Bro Sanchez say, you know, but this formation, something like this would immediately mean the dome, right? When you see rings like this, right? When you see rings like this. But when you zoom out, there's more to the picture, right? What do I mean by that? Like, Bro Sanchez would look at this and says, "Hey, this is the dome, right? This is the dome, folks. Drop a bomb back here. Drop a bomb back here. This is the dome. We got him. It's the dome. Pack up, go home." But how do you come to that conclusion just by seeing rings, right? How does one come to that conclusion just by seeing rings? Hmm? I mean, I could see this and think like, you know, I'm looking at the eye to a degree, right? We're looking at the eye or something just by looking at that, right? It almost looks like this, right? So is this the dome? If we look at this, would we say this is the dome? This looks like the same thing type of thing, right? You see where I'm going with that? So if we're looking at this, Bro Sanchez is going to say this is the dome, right? So this must be the dome as well. When I see this image right here, I don't just see this, right? When I see this, I see this, right? I see this. My eyes are wired different. I see things like this for some reason, right? I see this. And then we take it to the medieval era, right? Remember, this is medieval, right? And then we take it over here where they're showing UFOs. For what reason? Why would the medieval people be drawing UFOs? Hmm? Why would they be drawing UFOs? Maybe they were drawing lens. I don't know. Another thing, a lot of people seem to be pointing to the moon in some of their artwork, not pointing to the sun, but pointing to the moon. I don't know whether they're saying that's the way out or the way in. I haven't figured that part out yet. But they seem to be pointing to the moon. This one here, they're pointing to, which you could possibly say, oh, it's the Earth, right? But they're pointing nevertheless, right? Pointing nevertheless. So rings, yeah, I can't just look at this and see a dome. I don't know how anybody can look at this and see a dome. Is that what you folks see when you look at this? If I was to say, hey, what do you folks see right now? You're gonna say dome? You see a dome? What does anybody in the chat room see right now? At least one or two people. Let me know what you think when you look at this image right here. Let's do a little experiment. What do we see when we look at this? I'll leave that here for a second. fingertips were in the eye in that picture. Like a bee flying. Okay. Like a bee flying. I kind of see what you're saying. I kind of see what you're saying. Oh, so nobody said dome. Okay. No one said dome. No one said dome. Okay, no one said dome. At least no one said dome. But I mean, I don't see a dome. I mean, it could be a dome. Out of a ring, you can get many shapes. But I won't just say dome if I look at this. Now, even seeing this, right, the ring, you get many shapes. Now, actually, you know what? I'll leave that after. We'll get back to that. Rings, all right? Many shapes.
Example of blending hard science, physical science, with art, and vice versa. Celestial events will be apparent at the crater site that you won't be able to see, only be able to see in few other spots on the Earth.
To have a
Say that about
on
what?
the site that you won't be able to. Celestial events will be apparent at the crater site that you won't be able to see, only be able to see in few other spots on the Earth.
Well, okay. So they're picking the right spot to see celestial events. Hmm. The right spots to see. And I mean, look, it's not even an observatory where you can go there with the telescope. I don't think that's the main feature of it. If they do, they're hiding that part, right? But just the fact that you can go there and see celestial events, right? What are these mounds really? Flower said portal. Ruled by Saturn said, I see an eye. Portal and eye. Mm, I like that. Portal and an eye. You you know what else was actually we'll go back to that after. All right. Portal and eye. Remind me on that after. All right. We'll let that play out first.
to have a certain
See how the lights moving, right? The circular pattern. Look how it just moving along the floor. Almost like how we see the moon moving in the sky, right? Almost like how we see the moon moving across the sky. We just see a light moving, not a physical object. Apparently, it's just a light. Look,
to have a sort of new 8.5 minute old light from the sun, to feel it physically almost as we take.
look at the portal. Mm? Look at the openings. That's doing all the magic work. Hmm. It's doing all the magic work. Yes, Lord.
Taste things.
Okay, let me take it back now. Hold on a second. I want to show you something as well. All right, hold on. Woo! Can't let that one go. 1 second. Maybe this will make more sense. Ooh, yes. That's good. Okay. Now check this out, right? Look how the light's pouring in,
To
right?
have a sort of new 8.5 minute old light from the sun to
Look, you see how the light's pouring in through this opening right here? Right? Look at the opening. Look how the light's pouring in through the opening, right? So that would be like the iris. It's coming through the iris, right? Look at the light. You can see the light coming in, right? If you were to take a picture, yeah, you would see the light intense, right? Look at this. Now, this is what I've been trying to show you with this, right? Where has it gone? With this is what they're showing you. So that's coming through like the iris part, hitting the lens, right? Exactly what they're showing you here. So the lens would be in the dark down here, right? All about the light coming through. Hope you lot understand the message I'm trying to convey right now. Right? It's the light coming through.
feel it physically almost as we taste things.
Yeah. Yeah. But they're showing you here. Right here. Micro to macro. God damn.
Old light from the sun to feel it physically almost as a new 8.5 minute old light from the sun to feel it physically almost as we taste things. This is where you can work with light like that. Also, I wanted to use very fine qualities of light. I wanted to gather starlight that was from outside the planetary system, which would be older than our solar system. And you can gather that light. I wanted to gather starlight that was from outside the planetary system, which would be older than our solar system. And you can gather that light and physically have that in place so it's physically present to feel this old light. This is the opening to the crater, so it's an elliptical sky space. The spaces really take you up into the sky, and certainly the events from the sky
Take that back.
take you up into the sky.
Take you up into the sky. Look at the ladder. Look at the ladder in the back. Oh shit. Wowzers. Okay. Yeah. Jacob's ladder reference. You know the Masons love their ladders leaned up, right? Look at the side of that ladder. Okay. Hmm.
And certainly the events from the sky come through them down into the crater. So this opening up into the sky is something really.
Yeehaw. Nice. Niceness. Look at that. Mhm.
Like.
Easy now, James. Hey, that's a highway up, bro. That's a long way up. What you doing? You ain't got no harness or nothing. Hey, I need you, bro. Hey, careful taking your old self up there. You watch yourself now.
I met Jim Terrell about 15 years ago. Jim is a big thinker, thinks big.
Look at that. Look at that. That's my boy. Go on, James.
He had an idea to point a tunnel through the crater wall to face the southwestern part of the sky, where the moon would appear every 18.6 years, a cycle called a Saros, or a lower lunar standstill. So point a tunnel through the crater wall to face the southwestern part of the sky, where the moon would appear every 18.6 years, a cycle called a Saros, or a lower lunar standstill. The cycle of the moon has been known since the days of the Babylonian records. So it goes back 10,000 years.
10,000 years. Record from the Babylonians, yeah. Well, I mean, the Babylonians is kind of like our reach back to the past, with most of the things. I mean, even there, hold on, because look, let's have a look at their illustration of this realm, right? Hold on a second. Let me get rid of some of these pictures up here. So we've seen that. Oh, we ain't seen that yet. We ain't seen that. I'll get rid of that. Oh, seen that. I'll get rid of that. Where's it gone? I just had it. Give me a second. Go. The Babylonian conception of the realm, right? The universe. Yeah, this is the Babylonians. Now, where do we see a dome in the Babylonians' conception of the universe? The only thing I see right now from the Babylonians is a sphere, right? It's looking more like a hollow construct, may I add, because there's some things on the inside. Yeah. Star, maybe, yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Heavens, fixed stars, and all of that stuff, yeah. The seven inner, yeah. See there? Like homocentric globes, right? We spoke about the seven earlier, right? The seven again. You split that right down the middle. What are we gonna get? What are we gonna get? We're gonna get that again, right? We're gonna get that again. That's what we're gonna get. We split that right down the middle again. Right? With the seven of them. Split that right down the middle. You're gonna get the seven again. The 7 layers. 7 candles, 7 mountains, 7 caves. And it all leads you back to what? Hollow earth, hollow moon. Right? But I don't make the rules up. I just show it to you. Yeah. I just show it to you. 7 layers, 7 candles, 7 mountains, 7 uh devil's arrows. It's all there. Yeah. Do what you want with it. I mean, you put it together yourself in any arrangement. It's all gonna come back to the sevens, right? The seven. Take it back. What do you say that Babylonians?
Still. The cycle of the moon has been known since the days of the Babylonian records. So it goes back 10,000 years.
And you can actually see this, the image of this, down inside the sun and moon space. But then you'd have about 20 minutes to walk up to the top and actually see it set on the horizon.
A lunar standstill. Okay. Salute to the grand old chat rooms. Much love to you folks.
But the strangest thing is that we have made real an actual illusion. That is, when we camp out, we think that the sun rises in the east, or if we're at night, it looks as though the stars come up in the east and move over us and go down in the west, when actually we are turning the opposite, or on the earth is turning the opposite way. But we don't feel that. So in the
I don't know about that, Mr. Terrell. I don't know about that. I mean, Earth turning, Earth turning. Nah, I don't. We don't feel it. Yeah, most definitely. But to my understanding, Earth is hangeth. Right? Earth is hangeth. J Dream is in the building. Salutes. What's happening, player? Player. What's happening? Let me know if you got some time, man. I'll drop that link. Pop up.
North space, I've removed all reference to horizon. So your field of reference are the stars. And so what happens is you feel yourself to be moving, almost tipping. So if you're sitting back in here, in this seat here, you actually will see the rotation of the Earth, and you can feel that.
Ah, so it's a, you said you can feel it, even though you're not moving, but you're getting that feeling, right? Now, look at this, because even when I look at this, right, I was fooled for a split second. A split second. I really thought something was happening. I was like, hold on, what's happening? Am I moving, or is this the world turning? Like, the, the image on the screen, even though it's a circle, it looks like a ball spinning, right? Even though it's a circle, it looks like a ball spinning, right? Looks like a ball spinning. And this is the secrets about geometry, the sacred circle. It can play tricks on you. Hmm. Not spinning. I mean, this is why we look into the eyes, right? Because that shit look like the stars again, right? That shit look like the stars again. It looks exactly what James trying to show us right here. Look at that shit. Don't act like you don't see it. Told you, everything leads back to the eyes. Yeah.
James had a lifetime goal of building a meeting house that was really used as a meeting house. So when he heard that Houston wanted to build a meeting house and was in the process of doing that and raising money, he offered to donate his art.
Well, for me, that was kind of the meeting house I always wanted to see. I mean, it's a very traditional form.
Meeting house. I want a meeting house where people can gather. I want a real meeting house, not just a digital form. I want a meeting house. Yeah, a meeting house.
Donate his art.
Well, for me, that was kind of the meeting house I always wanted to see. I mean, it's a very traditional form, except it's convertible. The top opens and it makes a sky space where sky is really brought down to you in the space where you sit.
Wow, convertible meeting house and meeting room. That's nice. Sunroof and all. That's nice.
You're never quite prepared for what the light is going to do to you and what the interaction with nature and the sublime quiet will do when you come into a place like this and just simply slow down.
Look at the diamond. Woo! Look at the diamond in the sky. Look at the diamond. It's like a square, it's like a diamond. I like this angle right here, though. It looks exactly like the diamond, right? You know, it reminds me of as well the UFO. It reminds me straight of, you know, excuse me, this one. Where's it gone? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. That remind me. Hey, listen, disclosure, huh? Disclosure. Look at that beauty, eh? Look at that beauty.
Being a lifetime Quaker, we felt strongly that James would not design anything that was not appropriate for our worship. We're hoping that our meeting house becomes an ecumenical place where people could find inner peace.
I think it was maybe 5 or 6.
What did I miss in the chat? Hold on. What? What's going on down there? Hold on. Leading people astray. He's leading people. No. No. What? Hell no. No. Jay's putting in that work. Jay speaks about what we speak about. And he's also got his own thing going on. But yeah, for the most part, he's spreading that message. Most definite. Most definite. Jay's definitely spreading that message. But he's also got his own thing. Like, what, did I miss something? No, most definite. Salute to Jay. Hey Jay, let me know if you want that link, bro. Let me know. If you want to voice your opinion, let me know.
And my grandmother would begin taking me in and sitting me in the Quaker meeting house, and we just sit in there together. There's this time when you no longer are in first day school, but you actually come and join the meeting. And I remember finally trying to, asking my grandmother, what are we doing? What am I supposed to do? And she said, just wait. We're going inside to greet the light. I like that.
What?
What am I supposed to do? And she said, just wait. And
take that back.
6. And I think it was maybe 5 or 6. And my grandmother would begin taking me in and sitting me in the Quaker meeting house, and we just sit in there together. There's this time when you know.
Yeah, he grew up Quaker, right? Mr. Terrell is Quaker. Quaker, they look for the light within. Right, we covered that on my first upload, right? Quaker. Yes, Lord.
No longer in first day of school, but you actually come and join the meeting. And I remember finally trying to, asking my grandmother, what are we doing? What am I supposed to do? And she said, just wait. We're going inside to greet the light. I like that.
We're going inside to greet the light. Listen, oh man. Going inside to greet the light. You gotta go in. Gots to go in.
this idea to go inside to find that light within, literally as well as figuratively. And so I was very interested in this sort of literal look at it. Of course, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what she meant. My daughter was born when I first had the idea for the crater.
That's it right there. That's all of his right there. My daughter was first born when I had the idea for the crater. Hey, listen, that's like me. What do you mean? Uh, love your daughter. Love your son. That's all of his back there. See, that's right here. Rodin crater. Excuse me. Odin's crater. Yeah, all of that. All of this. He's converted it into a giant lens, so to speak, right? An observation station, observatory. Like it's many things as well. And not only that, right? Kanye West donated 10 million US dollars for this project, right? Kanye donated 10 million US dollars for this project. Yes, Lord. Now you know why I put Kanye and James together. Because they help out each other. They inspire each other. And through their artwork, they've inspired me, believe it or not. Yeah, I'll put that on the table. James and Yeezy has inspired London. Nothing crazy about that, right? When I mean inspired, I don't mean like, oh my God, they're everything. They're, oh my God, fanatic. Like, no, I just see the difference. I see the picture clearly. All right, so yeah, salute to James and salute to Yeezy. Thank you. 10 million US dollars though. You got money, big money.
Went to college and university, got her medical degree, and now is a doctor and is married. And I'm still not finished with the crater. So I've got to get along here and get this thing done.
The man, oh man, it's like he's just driving on the eye, right? He's just driving on that shit. Yeah, he's just driving on that. Driving on the crater. Driving around it. Driving around Rodin's crater. That's what he's doing. That's him up there. That's him right there. Yeah, we see you.
To keep the crater, I had to go get a loan from Farm Credit and really get involved in ranching because they wouldn't loan money on vacant land. So suddenly, I have a $1 million mortgage, and this is not interesting to my wife, and she felt I was mortgaging our children's future.
You hear that, buddy? We run almost separate operations. The cattle are mine.
Hold on, hey, yo, listen, you folks down there, cut it out now, right? This ain't the place and time for it. If you got something to say, then you know what? Let me drop that link. Let me drop that link furthermore. Let me drop that link. Let me drop that link. It's all grown at the end of the day, All gone at the end of the day. Folks got something to say. Say what's on your mind. Say what's on your mind. Flower, if you got something to say, let's hear it, man. Let's hear it. As far as I'm aware, Jay's a cool cat. He fucks with me, I fucks with him. He's here, first of all. He's here with us, so that speaks volumes. I don't see many people here with us. You know, salutes to that right off the bat. I don't understand where this is coming from. What did I miss, though? What did I miss? Hey, hey. Let me have a quick look back. What's going on? Leading people astray is very. Ah, okay. This message from the great. So the mother. Okay, so this is over mother. Right, mother. Okay, mother. Okay, mama. Mama. Ooh. I don't wanna die. This is for mama. Mama. You see how mama's got folks acting? Hmm? Mama wouldn't like this. Mama wouldn't like this. Mm-mm. Mama wouldn't like this. Hmm? As above, so below. Mama wouldn't like this. Micro to macro. Mama wouldn't like this. Hmm. Lens UFO. Mama wouldn't like this. Moon firmament. Mama wouldn't like this. You know what Mama said though? Mama said, knock them out. Hey, I'm gonna knock you out. Hey. Mm? Mm-mm. Jay's here, man. He's one of us. As far as I'm aware, I don't know if you got something different, but you know, Jay talks about what we talk about. But like I said, most people they got their own thing also, which they do. Jay's thing's what plasma, right? Plasma apocalypse, as well as he does things on, you know, the moon. He's done a few things on the eye also, but this is my thing, you know, the eye, the moon, uh, somewhat of mother also. Didn't that link get dropped down there? I dropped that link down there. What's going on? Hold on a second. Link is not being dropped. Ah, there we go. So yeah, what did I miss? He said no. Mama is pissed. Pissed with who? Who's Mama pissed with? Mama can't be pissed at London. Mama can't be pissed at London. Yeah, the movement is right now. Not now, but right now. Yeah. You see what we're doing, man. You see what we're doing. You got time for me, I got time for you. Jay seems like he got time for me. I got time for Jay. Jay puts in work. You see Jay's work. What, all and what? Are you telling me you got a problem with Jay's work? No way. No way. No way. What did I miss? Hmm? And Jay.
Hold up, bro. I can't. I gotta put my headset in real quick.
Take your time.
Hold up. One sec. One sec.
420 if you got that. I'm lighting up right now.
Okay. Okay. Hold on. Let me turn off the live stream. Boom. All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, Lord, got you.
What's up? Let's go. Let's go. Since the mother of all creation wants to call me out on a live stream in a chat room of all places, I'm asking the mother to step right up and anyone that speaks for her.
Ooh. Ooh. Fire.
Step right
Love
on up.
it. Love it. Fire.
So
Yes,
somebody
Lord.
said that I'm misleading people, or I get this kind of comment all the time. So I'm happy to address anybody that wants to use a public chat room as a way to slander people that they don't know and know very little about. This dude said that I'm telling people that Mount Meru is in Greenland. Show me one place on my website, in my books, or on any of my 1,000+ videos where I've ever once said that Mount Meru is in Greenland. So
No.
if this is the kind of information your mother is giving to you, you might want to ask who your mother is, because your mother's wrong. Step up.
Hey, as far as I'm aware, through
For everybody who don't know, I'm not talking to London.
yeah, you're good. You're good.
I
Disclaimer. We
hate
love
it, man. Like there's so many trolls and people that just want to spout off sideways at the side of their mouth. They don't know nothing. Watched a half of a video for a quick second 3 years ago and think that they have me, sizing me up and my work and my research and stuff. Bring it.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Anybody can talk trash and disagree or whatever, but if you want to tell people, the whole world right here live, I'm personally misleading people, I'm listening.
I mean, some people may say I'm misleading people astray, but I want to quickly go back to your thing. I mean, from my understanding, what you've shown us and the public, Mount Meru, in the center of the Mercator's map, which is not in Greenland, it's in the center of the world, is which you've shown us.
Right.
So,
Yeah, and that's just what I affectionately call the physical actual mountain. There's the physical mountain, which is the magnetic rock that I believe that this energy comes up out of. But then there's like the greater Mount Meru, which is the tree of life itself, which extends above and beyond and connects every single world out there in the fractal verse, above, below, and all around us. So, I mean, like I simplify it by talking about the physical location here on the surface world where we live, which is, I believe, at the exact center of the world at the North Pole. Now, this dude in the chat is saying apparently it's in Australia. I'd love to hear that theory.
Australia?
Yeah, I'm all ears. I'll go rewrite my books right now. If you can convince me that the center of the world is in Australia, of all places. Go ahead. And stop typing in the chat. There's a link right there. Click on the link. It's real easy. Everybody has a smartphone. Everybody has a laptop or something. Click on that link right there and explain it to us.
I want to hear that too. Hey, Flower, I need to hear that too. I've never heard that center is in Australia. That's news to me. That's news to me. I like new stuff. Flower, I like new stuff. I need to hear that.
Yeah, me too. I love Australia. There's so much good, interesting things about Australia, but I've never heard that Australia is in the center of the world or that Mount Meru is located in Australia. So please jump on with the power of the mother behind you, with all the support in all of the universe and all of creation. Don't be weak. Now's the time. You want to speak for the mother, speak for the mother. Otherwise, the mother's silent where I'm not.
Ooga booga, tigger sounds.
My
Hey,
family's
Flower.
life is more important than jumping on stupid link to prove my ego. Okay, but you're literally in the chat room. Your family's life is more important than you just being in the chat. Come on, man. What are you, like 12?
Oh, Flower, I want to hear that, man. Don't do me like that, Flower. You got information.
I'm not
we
mocking
need
the
to
great
hear.
mother. That's you. You're the one that started speaking for her, and now all of a sudden you're silent. What kind of prophet is that?
Mm.
You can hear my fire.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear the energy in my voice. I'm right here. Action. Action's where life is.
Hey, Flower, come on, man. Don't do me like that. I want to hear that. I want to hear that. I want to hear that. I need to hear that. It's new information, right? I've never heard it, Flower. I need to hear that.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're wrong either. I'm saying, let's hear it.
Australia. It's a different world of itself, man.
Oh
I mean,
God. There's no forgiveness for blaspheming the great mother. Okay. Well, why don't you go write a Bible? Okay. Come talk to me after you've written a book. Go write a Bible. You could just copy the one that we already have. And you could just put the great mother in place of every place where it says God or Jehovah or Jesus or whatever. Because you're just being repetitive.
friend your position, eh? Come on, Flower. I like new info. You know I do. Don't do me like this. Australia in the center. I mean, look, it is the world down under, the land down under, after all. It could be the center of the land down under. Is that what you're trying to say? I don't know. Let me know.
When we're never gonna know. Like, I would like to know, but no, now there's backpedaling. This is typical. God, so typical. Whew, buddy. If this was my channel, I'd do the same damn thing. You already know I would. I'd do the
Oh,
same
man.
thing, man. These trolls disappear once I go live. I'm sorry, I
Wow.
don't mean to call your audience trolls, but he's trolling me, whoever the hell it is. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl, but trolling me clearly. And talking on behalf of God or the great mother, however you want to say it. The
Mother.
one, the all, the infinite. What did they say? Some earlier said something about like, I'm not going to be forgiven or something. You know how many people I've heard that from in the past 11 years I've been doing this? That so and so, their personal God is not going to forgive me personally because their beliefs don't align with my beliefs, or vice versa. Like, what kind of God do you believe in if it's not an omnipotent one? One that is in charge of all things, that has charge of all things, that all things are created and subside within the omnipotent, the omnipresent, the all. Otherwise, it's not the all. It's not omni. It's not all powerful. I can't lead people astray if I tried to. If there's an omnipowerful God or mother or whatever you want to call it, God is in charge. If your God is omnipotent, all powerful. If not, then I challenge.
You're he. Challenge thee. You're he. Challenge thee. Yes, Lord.
Yeah, they're not going to
Yeah.
jump on.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
When the time's right. When the moment is right, I suppose.
Got
Okay.
me all worked up, man. And I got better things to do right now. I'm like in the middle of work, trying to do things. But that's all right. No worries. I claimed my spot. Action.
Right. You're
Action.
solid.
Now is the time. Not tomorrow. Not when it feels right. Not when you have some omen or whatever. This is your omen. This is your moment.
Seize the moment. Seize the moment.
Okay. Hey, but anyways, London, let me just give you a shout out, bro, because I always love your work. Every time. It's good
Thank you, man.
stuff.
Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, of course.
We try over here. We're
Of
little,
course.
but we try.
You got me laughing. You got me thinking. It's a good time. You're contributing to my life.
Wowzers. I
But with
like.
that said, I gotta go, bro, because I literally am in the middle of like trying to do some other things right now. So I'm gonna keep listening, and I hope you guys enjoyed the quick detour.
Thank you, Jay. Appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. I'll talk to you later. Oh,
Cheers.
hey, we'll jump on again together sometime too. Just I'll let you know whenever I got like an hour or something.
That would be great. I said, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Most
Yeah.
definitely.
When you have a sec, can you shoot me your email again? Just so I
I can
can
do that.
that way
No
I can just
biggie.
respond and it'll be like a reminder to me.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, cool. All right, I'll talk to you later.
All right, bro. Much love. Lay low. Jay Cheatham is in the building or has left the building, ladies and gentlemen. Flower, where did that come from? What did I miss? What did I miss? Hey, what? What did I miss? Jesus Christ. They had me thinking everyone's cool, we're all good over here. Everyone, what? What did I miss? Was it the Mount Meru thing? I've never heard him say that, to be honest. Maybe he might have slipped up and said something, but sometimes when people slip up and say something, I still know what they mean sometimes. Right? I still know what they mean sometimes. I'm like, okay, I know what he meant, even though he said that, but keep going, keep going. Yeah. Was it one of those things, or I don't know. But from what I've seen him present, he's been bang on with the Mount Meru in the middle. I've never seen him refer to Mount Meru being in Greenland. I don't know. I've never heard him say that. It's always been in the center, and then he'll show you Mercator's map and he'll refer it to being in the center of the world somewhere, right? And then he's also pulled up the old Jesus maps and the Jesus islands. What are you talking about, Flower? Hold on. It's Jay you're forgetting about. He's the one that bust us on the fucking Jesus maps in the middle and shit. Mount Meru and McKay. That's him. That's Jay. I've never seen him tie it into Greenland like that. I mean, maybe I've missed that part or haven't been paying attention, but he's always been in the center. Hold on a second. Wait there. I don't think. Skirt. Hold on. Let's have a look. See. Let's have a look. See that sign. Have a look. See. What's this? Is that it there? No. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's J. Um. Jay, where's that one, Jay? Hold on a second. Where's the Jesus one? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, hold on. I think this is the one, Yes, Lord. Hold on, adverts. Woo-wee.
They tend.
Excuse me, adverts. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, it's Jay, man. What are we talking about?
Tend to be included on maps. So the question is, what happened to those lands? Where are they? Will they return? Just as the ancient land of Atlantis is prophesied to do one day as well. Good to see everybody in the live chat. AC was the first one in the chat today. High five to AC. Good to see you. We also have Zenith, Julie Miller, the Pixel T, Angela Positano, Jason Banks, Andrew, Truth, Conscus, and the RG Artist.
It's wild, right? Because like what we just witnessed with Jay and Flower, right? Jay, I also have that as well, right? It's weird. I used to get people like mocking my stuff when it come to do with the eye and the way how I see things, right? But still like in Jay stuff when Jay did the eye stuff. So I used to get mocked by people like, oh, London thinks we live in the eye or whatever, the eye. But when Jay does it, they're in his corner. Right? You see how wild that is? So I used to get mocked by certain people, but you know, when they're with Jay, they're like, yeah, go on, Jay. We see. I'm like, what? What? Wild. Yeah. I see one of them in a chat now. Yeah. See one of them in a chat now, star. You get me? Weird.
Let's see, we got Wayne Frosty, Trish Clark, and a flood of others who are joining us today. Now, let's start things off with where we are. Okay, we need to find out, and we need to reconstruct where we are, right? What is our cosmology? What does the world look like? Why does the world seem to shift and change so much, so recently, so quickly, right? Not over millions and millions of years, but the land itself tends to rise and to fall and to give way to new lands, islands, and oceans that just pop up out of nowhere as our land, the surface world where we live, goes back and forth between being inundated with water, being flooded, which is the land that we live in today. We live in the flooded land. And going back to the dry.
Is your business stuck in the wrong place? Then try.
That's it.
easy.
Oh, poor Papa. Damn. The shame.
Capitalized, and instead of making it larger, they would simply put a hook at the bottom of it. Same way that we put a little dot on a lowercase I today. And that hook turned into, over time, through different pronunciations and dialect, J, ja, ya, ya. It became a J. The letter I became a J, right? So, for example, Hyperborea is also Hyperboreja. The land, right? The
Yeah, Ja. Look, come on, man. It's Jay. What are we doing? Right? Look, told you, he done it first, the Jesus thing. I had no idea these lands was named Jesus or Esos or whatever it is. You know, he bossed me on that one. He's showing you it's in the center. Mercator was depicting the center of the world, not the center of Greenland. And Jay done a pretty good, you know, job of breaking that down. So I don't know. I don't know. What did I miss? It must be something else. It must be something else.
the land that is beyond the pole of Ja. Also known as Ya, right? So this land exists. This land has not always been in one shape. All of these lands change. This is the constantly shifting wall. These are the constantly shifting walls of the world that we live in. And this is why we lose direction and we become lost tribes, the lost boys. Time and time again, each apocalyptic cycle, each reset throws us off as the directions change, as the land is rearranged, the stars move. People become quite lost physically in the world that we live in. They don't know where up is, they don't know where down is, and they have lost their way home as they were kicked out, forced out through cataclysms that would inevitably sink this island. However, the prophecies tell us the island will return. Let's take a look at this one right here. I really like this one. So, not only does this particular map show us the quadrant continent, 4 lands at the north, this is why the number 4 is associated with the Earth itself. The Earth rests upon, the surface world rests upon these 4 lands that are split by these 4 rivers, which are the 4 rivers of paradise. Up here, most people miss this kind of stuff, but you'll notice right at the center, at the very top of the map, this is a mountain. This is Mount Meru. This is Rupus Nigra. And all these lines, magnetic lines, point to it. Your compass points the way home.
See, As much as I've been looking at mountains on these maps, I didn't even notice this one until Jay zoomed in and pointed it out to me. Yeah, salute to Jay for this one.
But not only does this map have the Phantom Land, which I believe to be the original Holy Land, the land that is set apart from all other lands. This is the seat of the world, and it's appropriate that it should be so because it's at the heart of Earth. It is at the center of the world. That's the place where the most power should come from, or the power on high, the high power, the strong power, the mighty leaders. But down here at the bottom, if we take a look, you see this? We have Terra Australis, which is not Australia. This is Antarctica, with land, not covered in ice.
Land, not covered in ice. I don't know what I missed. Flower. I don't know what I missed. Must be something else. What's happening? How we doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. I see someone else popping. Amongst us are predators. Phil, how you doing? Big up. Big up. Debs, big up. Big up. How we doing? Much love. Much love. Yeah, we had Jay in the building. Salute to Jay. All love, Jay. You done know. Thanks for coming up. Most definite. But yeah, I don't know what I missed with that one, but I hope it's all good. I hope it's all good. Um, yeah, there's a link pinned up there somewhere or down there. The link's pinned down now. That's strange, right? Before the link used to be pinned up, but now it's pinned down. Strange. So every time when I'm looking up and the link is at the bottom, I've been looking up thinking, oh, the link's not pinned, but it's down at the bottom. Interesting. It just looks like there's a moderator down there or something, but it's the bloody StreamYard link. Wild. Very interesting. They keep changing things. I don't know why. I don't know why. You're welcome, man. Hey, come on. Come on. We do this, man. We do this. We do this. Most definitely. We do this. Like I said, you got your thing, I got my thing, but at least we see one thing, right? We see one thing. Let's get back to the boy. Let's get back to the boy.
Department, and the art is his department. Payday's once a year. It's in the fall when you sell the calves.
Good boys, good boys.
And things can go pretty well or they can go pretty sour depending on the price of cattle at that time. Jim doesn't stay real happy when the price of cattle's low. Well, imagine that.
People often ask me how much this crater costs. And, it costs me 2 marriages and a relationship.
He said the crater cost him 2 marriages and a relationship. God damn. Why? Work, work, work. I know how that goes, but you got to make a life for yourself, right? Got to make a life for yourself. But I'm doing Tai Chi in the park right now. Tai Chi, nice. Take it easy, right? Go with the flow. Go with the flow. Don't go against it. Yes, Lord. Lay low to that.
Those are the places where you feel the greatest discouragement, as you see. It's sometimes hard for others to follow what you think is. It's sometimes hard for others to follow what you think is the natural course of things and how to get something done.
look at the horizon, it's a milky, cloudy type of view. But as you go higher in the sky becomes a uniform blue, maybe with clouds. But if you can be in a well, so to speak, or in a crater like Rodin, you see no contrast with the depth of the sky and your view. So you realize its closeness. And sometimes if you're conscious enough, you'll discover that you're in the atmosphere. You're not separated from the sky. At night and even during the day, you have this feeling that you're one with the universe.
You know, when you read a book, you're often so involved in the space generated by the author that whatever happens in front of you disappears. People pass by you, you don't even notice them. So you've paid the price of admission and you've entered that space. A lot of people come to art and they look at it. And this is one of the problems in contemporary art. And so they don't actually enter the realm that the artist was involved in. We have a little more of a distance there. And the situation of the journey to the place, like Rodin Crater, the fact that you actually have to do something or some involvement to have this come over you, you have to quiet, and it actually makes this experience, I think, much stronger.
All right, that's all. Yeah, man. Just something about that kid, Mr. James. hmm The Roden Crater. Right, hold on a second, because there was a few things that caught my attention. A few things that caught my attention on this. The keyhole again and the ladder. Right? Keyhole and the ladder. $10 million though. What was that even for? Right? Cost him what? 2 marriages and a relationship. Tasty waffles, much love. Said call to live. Yeah, you're live with your boy right now, London. Salutes to you. Welcome. Much love to you. Salute to the grand old chat room. Yes, Lord. Go with the flow. Most definite, CC. This part right here. Oh man. I showed you what they were showing you right here, right? With the light coming in. With the light coming in. Oh my goodness. And keep this in mind. This is from the UFO files, right? This is Donald Trump UFO files. Yeah, it's one of this. Hold on, it's one of these. Where is it? It's one of these apparently. Yeah. So we have the UFO depictions in the medieval era, right? Yeah, apparently these UFOs have been shooting around since King Arthur and all of that stuff. Yeah, UFOs. I tell you what's been around since, quote unquote King Arthur days. Eyes, lens. Yeah, eyes and lens. That's been around since King Arthur days. UFOs, I don't know. Maybe that has also been around. Um, we was looking at the frequencies earlier, right? You look still see the dome, right? I know you see the dome. It's not just me who sees the dome, right? I know you see the dome. Gots to be the dome, apparently. Yeah, apparently. Gots to be the dome. But I don't see a dome when I look at this. Sorry, not sorry. Right? I don't see a dome when I look at this. I see rings, circles. Yeah, concave system. I mean, let's say, all right, cool. Let's throw a dome in there, right? All right, cool. We throw a dome in there, but it's not only a dome, right? Not only a dome. You know what else? I mean, this looks very similar to something else, right? One of the first pictures of the moon, right? Now, just imagine this being someone's, face or something, the eye, and that's the iris or the eyelids, whatever. Right? And I want you to take a look at this picture right here, right? Where's it gone? This is one of the first pictures taken of the moon. Right? Don't this look like someone's eye, someone's face? Look at this bit down here. It looks like the eyelids and shit. This look like eyebrows up here, eyelashes and shit. Yeah, it's like eyelids or something. This is one of the first pictures taken of the moon. Crazy. Remind you of this. Remind you of this. It also reminds you of this. That's a wild one. That's a wild one. It's in their artwork, it's in their rituals, everything. This part down here looks like it's the honeycomb, the beehive part, right? That'll be the beehive, right? Oh, let's have a look. Bingo. See where I'm going with that, right? Where the light comes in. Told you. Honeycomb, the matrix, falling into the matrix. Into the matrix. All leads back to the eye, ladies and gentlemen, and it happens to lead back to the moon, in case you did not know. Yeah, crazy story, but that's where it's going right now. Remember the Aboriginal, sorry, the Australian Aboriginals go back the furthest. Mm. That's why I mentioned the rainbow serpent. Right, I'm not sure whether you was here, but you mentioned the rainbow serpent earlier because I mentioned the Aboriginal folklore about the great mother. Right, the mother is also known as the rainbow serpent. Yeah, the rainbow serpent in Australia. So when you think of the rainbow, we think of the seven rainbows, right? The seven rainbows. And then we also have you know, seven. We tied in many things with the seven chakras, the seven, what else? Have a look. The seven, what, the heads, the menorahs, all of that stuff. Where did it go? Boom. And it all ties back to what? What does it tie back to? Seems like it ties back to the moon, right? Right, back to the moon. Seven stars, seven continents, seven menorahs, seven snake heads. Sevens. Where else do we see that? Right? The sevens. This is what they're showing us. Look, pay attention. I want you to see this. Right? Look at the sevens. You see the sevens, right? The seven lights. So this is exactly what they're trying to show us over here, right? This would be representing the moon, the seven lights. Right? The seven lights. It's India and Egypt, right? Mesopotamia. You see the seven candles, the seven lights, the moon-based system. Oh, Jip. Most things have a moon origin, believe it or not. Mm. Things that have a moon origin. I think you folks understand, man. In due time, you'll see. Don't worry, man. There's plenty of work to be done. It's all there. It's all there. Seven mountains, seven candles, seven menorahs, seven snakeheads, and seven sins. Sin itself, one of the formulas being tied into the lens law. Excuse me, Snell's law. Yeah, Snell's law. Sin. We're born into sin, apparently. And that's one of the formulas for, the lens itself. Yeah. You ain't gonna get it like this. Wild, right? Refraction. That one. Like, look how that's coming in. Look how that's coming in. Showing you the light shineth. Look how that is coming in, ladies and gentlemen. Whew, that's giving you this. My goodness. My goodness. You ain't gonna get it like this. And this is straight out of Donald Trump's document files, right? The UFO files. What file did that go? Right? UFO files. I can't make the shit up. Have a look, see where it takes us. Oh, look where it takes us to. Yo, Jay, my guy's back. Nice. Swan and Jay, big up. You're back. Wicked.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, got you loud and clear. I'm gonna roll up another.
Oh snap. Okay. For some reason I'm on my phone now and I'm like whenever you talk I hear you twice. I wonder if I hear me too. I hear me too. I don't think that's gonna work. Then
What is it, echoing or delay?
I know. Okay, okay. My playing in the background. Okay, I'm good now.
Nice.
Yo, okay, so my bad. Hey, I just want to apologize. I don't like to throw in the wrench into other people's flow or anything. So I felt a little bad that I in my feelings while you're in the flow. Uh, and I also wanted to just say, whoever that was in the chat or whatever, they apologized and they said that they were tired and stuff. But you got to keep in mind, people like me and others, like when somebody's tired or doesn't feel good or has an off day or whatever, and you say some sideways stuff, like you represent thousands of other people that we have heard say the same things. And sometimes people get to a tipping point, man. Like you got to be better than that. You know what I mean? Like for the sake of the people who are trying to contribute and throw you a bone in the community, whether or not you think we're correct or whatever, like go easy. Show that love because that's the love is really what it's about. I tell people all the time, um, I don't care how much knowledge a person thinks they have. I don't care how much knowledge I have. If I don't have love and I'm not bringing it with tact and respect and kindness and all of the good qualities a person should have, then it ain't love. It ain't truth. You know what I mean? Like that's my perspective on it. So I appreciate the apology and everything, but you got to remember, like I've listened to people say the same thing, and it gets repetitive after 11 years of doing this, of hearing the same people over and over at random say you're leading people astray, or you're a false prophet, or you're an undercover agent, or you're in the Illuminati, or you're a reptilian, or you're a shill and you're paid by the FBI, even though you live in a fourplex in the suburbs or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, yeah, it stacks up. That's all I'm saying. It stacks up. It's not just you. So it's easy to forgive an individual, but it's harder to forgive people. And it's just like they're flag bearers. People pick up that flag. One person can put down the flag and apologize and be humble, but I guarantee you, 400,000 people are waiting in line somewhere on Earth. You know what I mean? To pick that flag back up and to try to hurt someone's feelings or insult someone or make fun of somebody or slander somebody's name or you know what I mean? Stuff like that. And so that's why I was so passionate earlier because it's to me it's a type of bullying. And I seen too many bullies when I was raised, when I was brought up, other kids and people picking on nerds and picking on, people who didn't fit in and stuff. And it burned me on the inside. I didn't like that these people couldn't stand up for themselves, and I wanted to stand up for them. Anyways, that's all I want to say about that. But if you want to jump onto some, something deep, let me know.
Hell yeah.
I really do want to hear about Australia if there is anything because
Yeah, me too.
all the continents have contributions, in my opinion. The whole world is magical. The whole world has different parts. It's all parts of the body.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not the type of person to tell other people they're wrong if they believe the center of the world is in California. There's some people that think that, or anywhere else. I'm just sharing where I'm coming from. I'm walking this path, and I'm telling you what I see as I walk this path. I'm not telling you it's your path. I'm just telling you this is my path. This is what I see. And the more different perspectives that we put together, the more people we listen to from their perspective, the greater perspective we gain collectively.
Most definitely. Mm-hmm. That's why I fuck with you, man. I mean, I see your walk of life and some of the
Still there?
it's like a tree with fruits I take from it. Could be really. It should be.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't like all the I'm like I don't like the bickering. Bickering is terrible. It's beneath me. What I do enjoy is I do enjoy a good intellectual sharpening. Come with the sharpener and sharpen my mind as I'll return that favor. You know what I mean? But not sharpening knives to stab each other. Sharpening the mind to stay alive and to be quick-witted.
This is it. This is what I try to encourage always. As much as I like to present stuff, I also like to have dialogues like this. I mean, we don't even have to go deep. We can just talk and inspire each other. And conversations inspire other people. Then they might want to hit the link and come up and say something inspiring and, you know,
Yeah.
things of, things of that nature. But sometimes I feel like we act too childish. Like, when a child is too shy sometimes, when we should just go for it, be like that child who would just sing in front of the fucking audience who doesn't care.
Exactly.
I don't get it. We got a voice, but we're scared to use it. We rather use our fingers to get our point across. Like,
Yeah, to me it goes back to having the mindset of a child and returning to having that childlike innocence and wide-eyed wonder at the world. Uh, the world strips us of that wide-eyed wonder and that childlike innocence when it starts going around trying to shape our perspectives and telling us what we're looking at instead of allowing us the freedom to grow on our own, to wonder at what we're looking at. I like to wonder. I don't like to be told what it is. You know what I mean? I like to wonder at it. I like to ooh and ah, and uh, I like to be a philosopher. I like to speculate. I like to balance it out and sprinkle it with a little bit of logic and reasoning and experience and my gut feeling and intuition and research and everything.
fact. It's a fact. It's a little bit of me too. A little bit of me too. Mm-hmm. A little bit of me too, man. Look, I mean, we all got our own way of doing things, right? And that's what's so good about it. We all got our own way of doing things. And, I wouldn't take that with a grain of salt. Like, everybody shouldn't be doing what someone else is doing. Do your own thing. Like I spoke about earlier, you do the plasma stuff and you also touch on things that I speak about, whether it's the eye, the moon, or even the lens. But your main thing is the plasma, Then we have Paul his main thing is Janice and Agatha,
Yeah.
but he also would find something somehow to do with the eye or something of this nature, right? But like I said, they say all roads lead to Rome, but I think all roads lead to the eye, right? Or to the moon at least.
Oh, I think we need to put them all together and make a Voltron of truth.
Mm, very true.
You know Voltron?
Mm, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, which one?
I'm sure how old you are. You look young.
Yes, Lord. Yeah.
It was either gonna be Power Rangers or Voltron. I was like, nah, he might be a Voltron kind of dude.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The lobby's closed.
Oh, they're closed? Okay. Okay.
Mm. So what's your thoughts on this seven stuff? I'm not sure whether you saw it earlier, but I was showing a thing with some rocks called Devil's Arrows, right? The
Yeah.
Devil's Arrows, and there's three remaining, but apparently there's been seven of these things.
Right.
And
So the seven comes up a lot in my research through the plasma apocalypse lens, and not just plasma apocalypse. I just use that as a catch-all. But it's for the alternative cosmology. So going back to the North Pole, as I will. Damn. Hey, hold up. Give me a quick second. I'll be right back.
yeah,
I gotta
no
get my
problem.
voice
Take it.
food real quick.
Yeah. There you go. Grand old chat room. London and Jay kicking it again. Regular folks, man. You heard him. He's got to get his boy. He's a dad. He's a father. He's a father. I respect that. I respect the fathers out here. I respect the uncles too. We love the uncles and the fathers, right? Yeah, man. And he's got time to do the research. I've been like myself, all right? Family man, but we still get time to do the research. That's good stuff. Mm. The sevens, like Jay said, it pops up. Been popping up. We already looked at the Babylonian concept of the universe. Right? That also contains seven. Right? Lots of things contain seven. Right? We're looking at the seven. Thailand, Russia, Cambodia, Mexico. Mhm. Salutes to my stalker. Can't forget about my stalkers. Ooga booga. Yeah, keep your comments and your chat room turned off. You ain't got it like this, right? See the love over here we get? Yeah. Salute to the grand old chat room. Ooga booga. Mhm. Seven. Seven sins. Right? Sins. If we're talking sins, right? What are we talking? Hold on. If we're talking sins, we're talking moon, right? Yeah. We're talking sin, we're talking moon. Seven sins, seven volcanoes, seven lights, seven eyes. Mhm. Look at that. I wonder why Buddha was sitting under the tree with the serpent, right? Now it makes sense. Now it makes sense why Buddha was sitting under the tree with the serpent with seven heads. Yeah, it makes sense.
I missed it. I'm back. What do you catch me up?
I was just talking about the seven, right? Like we was talking about it, it's in everything now, and you know, this the Babylonian system, right? I'm not sure whether you can see the screen or not, but
Yeah, I see it.
okay, cool. Earlier on, we were showing the Babylonian conception of the universe, right, which also contains the seven spheres, right?
Yeah, I see it.
hmm The seven seals, the seven
That's
spheres.
7. So check this out. Let me throw out a theory. This is my theory. This is a theory that I have so far in life. So the theory is
hmm
this is what I call the Septon Trio, which which is you can see that on the ancient maps when you look at the Arctic Ocean. It has this word septentrion, septentrionalis, septentrio.
Yeah.
Anywhere you look up into the Arctic on older maps, you'll find that above the Arctic Circle. Septon is 7. Trion comes from the word tree, or the Proto-Indo-European word daru. So this is the area where people saw what traditionally became known as the 7 trees or 7 pillars of creation. Because the word daru doesn't literally mean tree, it just kind of implies that. It meant more something that comes up out of the ground. So these 7 piles, 7 pillars, 7 mountains, 7 trees, and so on and so forth. Um, these are the origin of the holiness of the number 7 and why it is regarded as being so close to perfection and so close to God, etc., is because there are 7 beams of energy, seven magnetic mountains, exactly like Mount Meru, that surround that central location up in the Arctic, up in the north. And this is referenced in the Book of Revelation, where it talks about it being a beast that rises up out of the ocean. And it says, "Let him who has wisdom understand the beast. The 7 heads of this beast are 7 mountains. These are
Mm.
seven holy spots, or 7 sacred spots, or 7 energetic spots, or places of power, as I would call them, that rise up out of the ocean as the land itself lifts up, because the energy from inside of the earth rises up at those 7 different points, and the ionized gases that are being released from within the earth, they become plasmas, or the gases ionize and they become plasmas. So this is where the 7 trees come into play, and 7 titans, and etc. When
Mm.
those
hmm
7 beams of energy, those 7 beams of light retract and they go back into the earth, people go to where those places were, and all they see now is stone, which is the mountain itself that produced those lights. So
Ah.
now they will say that the 7 giants became petrified, that the 7 sisters turned into stone, or quite oftentimes we'll see the same trope throughout mythology. If we use comparative mythology, we'll find that there's often 7 things that are associated with stone or rock or lights or trees or mountains or caves, etc. All very similar because they're all different perspectives of the same event, a
Yeah.
physical event and an energetic event that happens here on Earth. And so I think I brought this up the last time that I jumped on your channel. I was talking about why you see those 7 lights in the representation of the eye above, or the dome, or the lens above us, or what I call the apex dome. And the reason is because it's reflective. It's reflecting the lights below it. So when people look up, they see the reflection of those 7 lights that are below, that are directly below. So these are the 7 candlesticks, or candelabras, or lampstands. Um, and there's, I just want to be clear too, there's many of these types of lodestone mountains that produce plasma, or what I call plasma volcanoes, around the
hmm
world, but they get larger and larger and larger as you get closer and closer to Mount Meru, as it should be,
Yeah.
until finally you have 2 witnesses. You have 2 very large ones on either side of Hyperborea, in the center of the world, and they act as a positive and a negative, an anode and a cathode. You have the 7 that come next after that. Then you have the 12 that come after that, which is the 12 disciples and the 12 knights of the Round Table. The quintessential 12 followers of whoever. And then you have the 24 elders around that. And after that, I can't remember what the next number is supposed to be. But anyways, it's it's energy that is coming and manifesting from the center of the earth outward during one cycle, and from the outermost parts of the earth inward during the other cycle.
Mm-hmm.
So these seven lights, this is why they have like the seven sisters and the Pleiades and all that
Yes.
stuff. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like that's all associated with the North Pole, and people try to say, "Oh, it represents a bear." It doesn't represent a bear. It represents the, um, the seven beams of light that are shooting up in that region, in that location towards the north. People would look towards the north, and they would see, depending on their perspective, these different beams of light acting as one beast or one savior or one god or one goddess or whatever people saw it as, rising up from the earth itself. Or if they didn't see it rise up from the earth, they might think it's coming down from the sky. And this is why the lights that were on the earth, which were personified as gods and titans and people and heroes and heroines, were placed in the heavens as stars, because the heavens reflected those lights that were on earth. Follow?
Yes. Now look, you make a good point because I've mentioned this before, right? How the gods and these things are placed in the heavens now. Right now, hold on, follow me.
Right.
Give me a
Okay.
second. Check this out. Right. Hold on. Give me a sec. Is this it? Yes. There we go. Yeah, I want the proper version. Excuse me. One second. Yeah. Oh, it seems I've lost it. Give me a second, Jay. Just
Yeah, no problem. I got to go in about 10 minutes though, because I got a private live
yeah,
stream from like this one audience that I have for my new show.
yeah. No, you're good. Just give me a second. No, use this one. Yes. Okay. Now, what you mentioned earlier, right, about the names changing. Now, you got Havelius and you got Riccioli, right? To the left, you have Johann Havelius, and here you got Riccioli, right? Now, Johann to the left, his observation, like when he looked at the moon, he was one of the first people to look at the moon also, right? He named what he saw, he named it after the names of earthly things, right?
Okay.
Meaning possibly he was looking at a reflection. He was looking the reason why he named it after Earth, and the same locations seems to match up with
Right.
old maps. But over here you have Earth names like Romania, Sicily, and things of this nature, right? And over here is where it changes into names of gods and worship, things of worshiping and things of that nature, right?
I see.
And it turns into terror. And this is when it transforms into terror, more of a scientific term. Terror is known as a scientific term, but it's also known as earth, right?
Yeah,
So
that's the word I was just telling you about. That word deru, that means tree. That's terra. That's the same word.
Yes.
Something that comes up from below, or the earth, or the ground, or whatever. Go ahead.
So, if we have people that come before us and, they're making claims that, hey, what I see on the moon is exactly what I see on Earth. Matter of fact, it matches up with Earth. Like, what are they trying to tell us? Like, and you listen to this. You know the craziest thing as well. When Hevelius made these observations, and when he was making progress, apparently all of his work got burned. His laboratory and everything got burned down to the ground. Yeah. And then he started to go with this map here because his map no longer existed. Like, other things
Naturally.
didn't match up with it.
Yeah, naturally.
Yeah. Everything seems to perish in these fires, right?
Yeah, that's right. You know what else is crazy? So you see on that map that you're on right now, how it says
Mm-hmm.
Mare? Those are all
Mm-hmm.
waters. Mare means ocean or sea.
Yeah.
So, water's above. I'm telling people I think it's ice. But either way, they're naming all this stuff after water on the moon. And then you got all these articles, these modern news articles talking about, well, they might have found water on the moon and there's like this water connection, and that's the mother above. So I think there's two mothers really, and two fathers, but I think there's the sky mother who gives birth when the sky opens up and
Mm-hmm.
those cosmic energies come into our world. But then we have the earth mother that also opens up at the same time. People could see it, mother, father, whatever. Um, but that's the mother above. So that's the apex dome at the top of the firmament.
Yeah.
That's the great mother above, and that energy comes into this world, bringing the dead to life. I mean, you ever see Friday the 13th?
Yeah, but I can't remember it frame for frame.
That's okay. It's the guy with the white hockey mask.
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
Yeah, that hockey mask is the moon. So
Mm.
he's dead, and so the mother brings him back to life. That's every time you hear that, that's the
Mm-hmm.
voice of his mother. That's him listening to his mother. He's killing all these people because his mother's telling him to. It's
Damn.
Kalima. But it's not like evil. He's doing the work trying to. He only kills sinners. He only kills. If you ever watch that movie, he only kills people that are like, like doing things they shouldn't be doing. He never kills like innocent children or anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm saying
Oh,
this is the truth. He don't. He kills people that are doing drugs and having sex and just like stealing from people. He goes around killing sinners, dude. Jason Voorhees is a good guy.
Jason. Yeah, yeah, that's his name, Jason Voorhees. Yeah, Voorhees. Jason Voorhees. Mm.
It's true. But yeah,
Hey,
it's all
let
his
me
mother.
let me ask you this: when you look at this, Jay, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
The Apex Dome.
Oh shit, Dome! You've been watching Bro Sanchez, huh?
No,
Oh shit,
no, that
Apex.
reminds me of the Apex Dome above the Earth.
Oh,
It's
hold on.
what
Yes,
it,
no
I
one's
got.
different. Sorry, excuse me. Yes, you're looking at it from a upwards view, right?
No,
You-
I'm looking. I got two domes. I got two domes for you. So I got one dome is the one above, because there's always two. That's the one from above. I could
Mhm.
see it. I could see it from that perspective, where the plasma comes in from above, creating a grandmother spider, and the spider webs that cross the skies, as in the Hopi prophecies. But then this is also, if you're looking from above down at the Garden of Eden or down at Hyperborea, I believe there's a plasma sheath or a plasma dome that goes over that land, and the black part would be where all that plasma spirals around as the Ouroboros, and then it throws off synchron radiation outwards, which is all that chaotic outer spirals and stuff like that. That would be the lands around the Garden of Eden. So I see two different domes. What do you see?
I don't know. I see rings first of all, and I see many things. I'm not saying I can't see a dome, but I don't just see a dome. I see like a sphere. I see a concave system,
See a toroidal field?
toroidal field. Right. Yeah, but I definitely, kind of see a concave system when I look at this.
You know what I don't see?
What's that?
Australia.
Yo.
I'm just
Yeah,
playing with
hey,
you.
Flower, we don't see Australia, Flower. Wait, hold on, let me see. Is that Australia there? Hold on, is that? No, that's not. Is it? Nah, that's not Australia, Flower, is it?
I'm just playing with you, Flower.
Yeah, we're just playing. We're just playing. You know we're playing. It's all love. It's all love. It's all love. Yeah.
Where'd you get that image?
I got this up there. Well, after watching one of Bro Sanchez's streams, well,
Mhm.
not his stream, but a segment that I clipped. I went and got this myself. So I thought, okay, I'll use this.
Hey, see, Bro Sanchez is giving you some food for thought.
You could say. You
I
could
told
say.
you we're
Definitely.
sharpening.
Definitely.
Even though, like I said, we might disagree, but if he's inspiring you to go get some stuff like this, and that leads to me and you having this productive conversation, thank you, Bro Sanchez.
Mm. So, well, I mean, look, I've tagged him in a few of my joints, right? And
Oh, I'm
I know.
sure. I'm sure he knows.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
I've seen it, and I know if I saw it, he saw it.
yeah.
He could
Yeah.
pretend. He could pretend like he don't watch, but I know he watches.
Yeah. Yo. Yo. Hey, 420. Yo, lay low. Yes, Lord. Mm-hmm.
We're all watching each other. Everybody knows this.
Mm.
I'm watching all the people that are, you know, right? Everybody. We're all in the same exact community. YouTube just tossed us all into the same village.
Mm-hmm.
Try to act like you don't know.
That's it. That's it. That's it. I'm inspired. I'm inspired by everybody, man. I mean, I once was a student over there, but then I started to see things through a different lens. No pun intended.
He's
You
got
know.
some good stuff on Mount Meru. I tried to reach out to him one time to see if he wanted to talk about some Mount Meru stuff. Back when he had Archaics on, Archaics didn't know shit about Mount Meru, and he was looking goofy. And I was like, "Oh damn, I can't wait. Let me jump on there. I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you about Mount Meru because he keeps
Mhm.
going back, and he's got some good stuff when it comes to that particular topic."
Yeah, yeah.
But
I
the,
mean,
but
there
the
is a
flat
few
Earth,
topics.
huh?
No, there is a few topics that he does do a good job on.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. But the flat Earth, go on. You mentioned the flat Earth. What's your thoughts on the flat Earth movement and the flat Earth itself?
I think it's the elephant.
Wolf.
You know the elephant story?
What, like
The,
the elephant in the room or something else?
the elephant and the blind man.
No, go ahead, please. I don't know that one.
Yeah, they put seven. We'll say it was seven blind men in front of an elephant, and each one represented the wisest from his own community. They told him to reach out and tell me what was in front of him. And one guy reached out and touched a leg, and he said it's a tree. One guy reached out and touched the tail and said it's a snake. One guy reached out and touched the trunk, and he said it's a boa constrictor or whatever. It's a worm.
Mhm.
And everybody touched a different part of the elephant. Every single one of them was true in their own eyes, but they were blind. But if they were able to listen to one another and put it together, they would see that the Earth was an elephant.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
it's
That's what
not
you.
it's all the shapes. That's where I'm coming from. I believe the Earth is flat. It has flatness to the surface, to the top of it. But I believe there's an underworld. I believe the dome is a part of the Earth. So I can't definitively say, empirically say, it's just flat like a Laserdisc DVD player. No, not at all. You know, there's a flatness to the water level, but even the water level can bend and it can change shape and stuff depending on various factors. So I see the flat Earth, and I'm thankful to that for being a gateway into broadening my horizons and opening my mind to other perspectives and cosmologies and developing my own. Hey, but I gotta jump off because I gotta go do that other live stream now.
Yeah. Yeah. Say no more. Hey, it's been a pleasure, my man. It's been a pleasure, Jay. Thanks for jumping up and
Yep.
living with us, man. Appreciate you.
Shout out to Australia and Bro Sanchez.
Bro Sanchez. Yes, Lord. Yeah. Niceness. Good stuff, man. Hey, I'm pretty sure we'll do this dance again, man.
All right, later.
Good stuff. Shout out to Jay. Good stuff. Grand old chat room. So what's goody? What's goody out there? Hmm? Flat earthers, where you at? Where you at? Salutes to the flat earthers. Hmm? Anything new from the flat earthers? Hmm? Anything new from the flat earthers? No? Okay. Anything new from the globies? Globies? Anything new from the globies? No? Natch and Z? Z and Natch, Rising Earth, Natch and Z, Z and Natch, Rising Earth. Anything new from the Rising Earth? No? Hmm. Holographic Society. Anything new from the Holographic Society? No? Mandela, Mandela boys, Della Della, Della Della. Anything new from the Mandela boys? Anything new from the Della Della? No? Okay. Last but not least, Hell Realm. Anything new from Hell Realm? Hmm? Team Evil. Anything new from you folks? No? Okay. Never nothing new. Hmm. Other than the boys, right? Right. Don't worry, we working. We working. You see what's coming soon? Hold on, where is it gone? You see what's coming around the corner? Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Where you go? Where you go? Where you go? Blah, blah, blah. Ah, there you go. You see what's coming around the corner very soon? Right. We've been on the money for a little while now, right? The UFO, the UFO, the eye, right? The eye. Oh man, I love when a good plan comes together. Mm. I love when it comes together. Right now, remember the horns represent the mother and the moon, and also the dare, right, represents the moon. Yeah, keep that in mind, right? Now, what's in the eye? Wolf. You see the dare. You see the dare with the horns and shit again. Yeah, zoom in. You see the dare, you see the horns. Lensing, look, it's lensing. It's going in front of the pupil, right? It's another form of how would they call it? Is it occultation, 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 I think, when it goes in front of something, right? So they're trying to show you again, right? The lensing. Yeah, can't make this shit up. You ain't gonna get it like this. Crazy, right? Disclosure. The lens, the UFO. We got a few UFO movies to go over. Don't worry, we got you. Crazy. We talk about the eye, they talk about the eye, right? We talk about the nucleus, they talk about the nucleus. We talk about, three-eye atlas, they talk about nucleus and three-eye atlas. Right? Now what? We speak about the lens and the UFO. Now they speak about the lens and the eye and the UFO, and they're showing you the UFO and the eye. Right? Can't make this shit up. Grand old chat room. What we got down there? We got in the chat room. Let's have a look. See. Grand old chat. We got AJ in the building. Salutes AJ. Got Romy in the building. Salutes Romy. Salute, salute. Day one S in the building. Maximus in the building. Hey, we got Uncle Rick in the building. Salute, salute. Engine in the building. Salute. Wicked Tay Tay in the building. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Flower in the building. Salutes. Yeah, salute to you folks, man. Kyle in the building. Salutes. Deb's in the building. Jumping. Vlad, is that Vlad down there? Huh? Vlad. Woke up in the midst of the night. Good morning, good night. Yeah, waking up. Just waking up. Where am I? Who am I? What's going on? Booga booga. Tigger sound. Hey, got Marilyn in the building, folks. Marilyn in the building. I'm international. You are listening to London McLovin, the greatest show in heaven. Nobody does it better. Nobody. You dig? Yeah, buddy, we run this shit. Logan in the building. Salutes. Yes, Lord. Welcome, welcome. Much love to everybody, man. We had Jay Dreamin in the building. Yeah, man. Salute to Jay. Heavy hitter, in case you didn't know. So what's new with the folks? Anything new? What did I miss? Ooh, what's that, Casey? What? I think Casey from Enter the Stars kind of woke up before me, but he was all into the Bible, so it turned me off. Into the Bible, so it turned you off. I mean, I can get why it would turn somebody off, but you gotta eat the meat, spit out the bones, as they say, right? Eat the meat, spit out the bones. I mean, when I listen to him, I don't hear much of the Bible. Maybe in some of his old stuff. When I do listen to his old stuff, you know, but he referenced the Bible because some of the messages are hidden within the Bible, right? Especially before the translation. Maybe he was using it to show you the messages that are in it like that. I don't know. But I just take what I need. But Casey does excellent work. Yes, Casey does excellent work. Casey was one of the reasons why I'm in this direction, right? Let's not forget about that. Casey is definitely one of the reasons why I'm in this direction. Most definite. I remember the stream when somebody actually posted one of Casey's videos and we had a look at it later. I was like, what the hell? Wowzers. I needed to see this. Right? I needed to see this. Casey has good work, so salutes to Casey. hmm And here we are. Here we are. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there that's doing good work, man. Like what Jay said, with me, Jay, and Paul linking up. But I'd love to see, people like women Casey linking up. Can you imagine women Casey linking up? That would be crazy. Women Casey. God damn. Mm. Yeah, women Casey. Because look, one of them pointed me to the moon. The other one pointed me to the lens. You see how that works? But they both haven't come to the agreement of, you know, they're both the same. That's crazy. I came in and just put them both together, like, yeah, there you go, boys. I figured it out. Like, there you go. Yeah, one and the same. Crazy. So you have to show love to the Godfather and you have to show love to Casey. What does that make it? If Wim's the Godfather of the Moon and God, what does that make? Oh my goodness. We have two Godfathers, ladies and gentlemen. My goodness. I have two Godfathers. Brilliant. Brilliant. Mm. Yeah, man. Casey got good work. Your stuff on the body is excellent. Excellent. Mm. Yeah, huge effect. Huge effect. I don't know. Hey, I mean, and I was late to the party. Casey's been doing this for a long time. I'm late to the party, but I see it clearly. Yeah, I see it clearly. I'm late to the party. Remember that. Keep that in mind. I'm very late to the party. Most of these guys that are around me that do content creators, they've been doing it a long time, putting in that work. Show some respect, ladies and gentlemen. They've been going against the system for a long time. Before me, right? Before, well, it's not like we're going against the system. We're just showing you our perspective. You know, we ain't going against nobody. We're just getting our message out there, right? Let's get that right. We're just getting our message out there. We're not going against nobody. But they've been doing it for a long time, putting in that work. Long time. Yeah, go and check them out. Hey, Paul, Jay, Wim, Casey, putting in work for a long time. We love it. Even Chris, Radiation Matters, he's been putting in work for a long time. Long time. You gotta show love to them folk, man. Different perspectives. But it's all there. The shit we talk about, it's all there. We're not just making it up out of thin air, right? It's all there. It's documented. It's written. It's in the files. It's there. We show you that it's there. People going against NASA from way back when talking about this stuff. Yeah, man, it's all there. Dot, 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 dot. From the UFO to the lens to the nucleus to the eye to the moon to the reflection to the concave to the hollowness to the micro to the macro, as above, so below. Yeah. Changing of the maps, the moon maps, right? Changing of them. From Hevelius to Riccioli. I speak about these things because it's down in history, but no one speaks about it. No one speaks about it. And then they look at me as a madman when I bring it to, you know, the public. Like, London thinks we live on the moon. He thinks, I'm like, I'm not saying, you know, it's there. Like, it's documented. There's reflections and, you know, I'm saying just look yourselves, you know. Same way I looked. You can look and find it yourselves, you know. Yeah. Dot, dot, dot. Dot, dot, dot. Been waking up people since way back. Independent scientists, researchers saying, hey, you can't go to the moon, NASA, because it's just a reflection. Right? It's just a reflection. Sorry. What's next? Yeah. Dot, dot, dot. I mean, if you do get tired of this, let me know. If you got something else to present, let me know. But until then, we're gonna keep rocking with this, right? I'm gonna keep rocking with this. It's what they present to me, it's what they show me, right? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, you already know the motto. I won't even keep you any longer. Right? It's been a pleasure having you folks. It's been a pleasure. I'm pretty sure we'll do this dance again. Grand old chat room. Flower, Kim, everybody, man. Keep the love alive, man. Keep the love alive, right? Love always wins, right? Love over war if possible. Right? Lay low. London.